Hello, welcome to the show. I'm your host, Johnny Baghead, as always, and I'm doing something a little different today. Well, the Kicky Punchy show, that's something I'm starting up, but I wanted to play a bunch of old stuff here. Because I need to swap something anyway. So, on the day's agenda is I want to go back through all the Tekken games on the PlayStation 1. So we're going to start Tekken 1, then Tekken 2 and Tekken 3, if we have time to do all of them. We'll see. There'll be a part 2 if I don't get around to Tekken 3. Though we might do, because depending on the game, some of these I won't be playing as long as others. So just need to make sure I set this up right. I'm capturing this in a weird way. I'm running games off my PlayStation TV so I can get HD signals out of these, and it's just quicker to swap games this way. So let me just get started, and we'll jump right in. Here we go. Let's check sign. Yep, there we go. You'll like my little image there, my logos. You'll like what I've done with that if we get a chance to see it. Okay, here we go. Alright, so yeah, this is Tekken. This is what Tekken's like. It's a little different than you might remember. As you can see, my combos are not as good as they could be. It's got that classic Tekken music though. There we go. It's not fun trivia, but trivia about that. Namco used to have the patent on doing that. Oh yeah, here we go. Now these are the graphics we're sorely missing. Video games still don't look as good as this. Oh yeah, that face. Back when Nina didn't wear shoes for some fucking reason. And back when Paul had like a pretty face. There we go. Yeah, so I'll say that coming in forward, I did not play 1 back in the day. Tekken 1 was like a very early PS1 title, launch title. Like, I think it was like 95, 96. And it's real janky, and it's real weird. Oh, you know what you need that fight? Yo, don't worry, we'll play that one day. A lot more of the PS1 games, I'll probably... When there's a decent solution for me to play them online with people, we'll cover them more. But, here, we'll get into it. So yeah, 94, 95, very early PlayStation 1 title. I was not playing the PlayStation 1 at the time. Man, that track mode was quick. Did not wait around for me. Yeah, look at the camera. Yeah! So I think this was the... Yeah, that was the arcade mode cinematic. Okay, so... Where's test mode? Oh, it's the options menu. Okay, so what's everything set to? Yeah, this seems all okay. We'll do the arranged BGM first, and then if we have time, we'll check out the original arcade one. But yeah, so I've played this after the fact. It was in the arcade version was in the PlayStation 2 release of Tekken 5, which we'll look at that one day. And I don't know what it was specifically. I don't think I brought it. I think there was some game that came with a code that unlocked this for PlayStation 3, because I have... No, not 91, 95. but I would have been way too young, even for this. I'm not that old, but hang on, I'm just gonna move this. Hang on, let me check something. Okay, I should be fine. Don't need the cable for a while. What was it? It was something. Maybe it came with like Tekken Hybrid or Tekken Tag 2 or something. But I have that version and I played it a bit there as well. But there we go. Here's our buttons. Looks all good. Here's the thing, I forgot this. I didn't remember how bare bones this port is of Tekken 1. 95 was the year the PlayStation 1 came out. Atari was pretty much non-existent at that point. I think maybe the Lynx, they're still doing the Lynx stuff. I don't think the Jaguar was a thing anymore. So we're just going to do arcade. So the plan is I'm going to do the like canon, like whatever character canon, that canon ending, and then we'll dick around afterwards. But yeah, look how bare bones this is. Like, just arcade and 2-player mode. And here's our starting roster. We do have a bunch of secret characters too, which I didn't realise a lot of these characters were in Tekken 1. But we'll start with Kazuya. Here we go. And I don't know how I'm going to do it this game. Classic song though. So, we're already good. So yeah, we don't have a lot of moves starting out. You compare it to like nowadays Tekken, this there we go. Yeah, early Tekken was trying to emulate Virtua Fighter, but not really the game feel so much, like mechanically, but definitely like the engine and the style. Like it has that menu specifically looks a lot like Virtua Fighter's character select, and the moon jumps as well. There, saw that coming. Oh, come on. There we go. Gotta get that throw. Yeah, like the inputs feel very different from Virtua Fighter, just like the physics and everything. But like it's kind of weird. This was probably more trying to copy Virtua Fighter 1, but Virtua Fighter 2 would have been out at this point.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh yeah, here we go. Early Yoshimitsu. Where he sounds like very human when you hit him. Oh! I love that. Oh! He's still got that. That is funny though, like there are some moves that are in this game that these characters still have. And it's kind of funny though, because like after Virtua Fighter 1, I gotta do that. Yep, okay. The move, that's the thing, I don't think there's any way to look up the move list in game. That just apparently that wasn't invented at the time. I'm doing okay though. Hang on. There we go. Why would you play like this? This is terrible. Why is that an option? Just like, can you believe this? Look what we're doing. It's 3D. Can you believe it works? Oh, yeah, but I love that. Tekken 1 and 2 does that. That if the characters go too far or back into the foreground, the camera has to cut. Yeah, early, oh god, look at Jack's face. Oh. Fucking bizarre looking. The thing is, I don't know if Kazuya has much combos aside from... Like, I can pause it. Can't pause the snow, though. Or the... the iceberg we're on moving. Some of the jumps, I just straight up don't know what jumping attacks were meant for back then. Yeah, that's always been a Jack thing, though. He's always kind of had these. This is the most ridiculous it looked, though. There we go. There's a combo. There's a juggle. But it's very weird going back to Tekken 1. It's like you can feel a little bit of the foundations. I don't know if this is Stu. I don't know if this is Stu. Why am I saying Stu? I don't know. It's kind of funny. Some of these sound effects actually stuck around for like a very long time. Like that. Some of these Jack sound effects they were using in Tekken 3 and beyond, I think. I forget how. I think if you hold a button, you can do different end victory poses. Here's Paul. Paul sounds very different here. Like, pretty much from Tekken 3 onwards. Okay, I don't have the spinning kick here, I don't think. Yeah, no gone yet. Okay, so what I was going to say is I remember playing Tekken 2, which Tekken 2 is quite a big step up from this, but it's the same engine. Man, yeah, Paul's a bit of a challenge. Okay. It's kind of funny. That's probably partly what it is, though. Paul's weird, because Paul's whole thing is he does judo, but judo's like a throw-based martial arts, but he does like judo plus a ton of hits. But like, you know, this just back then, it's like you want to make your pro tag, make them Japanese, make them do karate of some sort, and have a white gi. Though Kazuya does, it's like made up karate, but that's what it's supposed to be. Okay, I don't know how you get up off the ground quick. I'm doing something wrong because I don't think see, yeah, they can get up quicker than me. There we go. So yeah, if you can do, so that's Electric God Fist. I don't think the one frame version is in this, but if you're good at doing that input, which is basically Shoryuken input, but slightly different timing, because you have to kind of leave a pause between pressing forward and pressing down and down forward. Hang on. Just doing something.
Round one. Fight.
Nope. I've really got to fix this cable. Oh god, this is so 90s, this song. That stab, that specific synth stab, it's the most 90s thing ever. Oh yeah, there you go, Law. Oh yeah, Old Law. So, Old Law, apparently, was voiced by Harada, who is like the main guy, the main like director guy behind Tekken. Oh my god, his face! I forgot how fucking scary these faces are. And yeah, in Tekken 1 and 2, he was doing the Law voice. But apparently when he got to a certain age, he couldn't go as high-pitched anymore. But I just love picturing him doing these voices, going, yeah!
You lose. Round one. Fight.
Boom! Oh yeah! I think that's specifically the one I like the most. I like that combo. Just do the same kick 3 times in a row. Ah, he got me. Yeah, that's his other... It is really funny again, for like how far these games have come. And some of these moves are still in Tekken. Oh! He got me. Oh yeah, the 10-hit combos. I couldn't figure out if there were 10-hit combos in Tekken 1 and 2 for a while. Here's the thing I will say though, is some people do number notations. But I never learn them that way. Because depending on the menu, they'll label them as like left kick, right kick. But some people use number rotations. And I don't know the number rotations. I can do I can do a few 10-hit combos when we get to Tekken 3. But... And to be fair, like, most of the 10-hit combos aren't actually that useful. At least from what I remember. Because there's a lot of, they're not true combos, so there's a lot of moments mid-combo where you can block after a certain hit. So a lot of them are, like, unsafe, even if the first couple of hits hit. They're only really good for catching people by surprise. Oh! No. Oh. I don't know why, but Law just... Him doing those punches and this kick combo. Apparently that's my weakness. There we go. If all else fails, just do fucking Electric Wind God Fists. I wonder how accurate this skyline is to Chicago. I can't speak personally because, you know, dirty Britland man here over here. Yeah, 4-4 plus. That seems quite similar to the Mishima 10 hit that they've always had. But for some reason I can't get it out. Yeah, double hit. Yeah, there's some way to get up quicker that I don't know the input for. It might be, if it's like Virtua Fighter, it might be pressing all the buttons when you hit the floor. Yeah, you have to mash. Maybe you just mash. Man, why is Law so tough? This does remind me of something that I want to talk about just because it's related to this. So, Law is a pretty obvious Bruce Lee homage, which is like, hey, it's a fighting game with a Bruce Lee homage. How rare. Like every fighting game almost every fighting game under the sun. Especially from this era. It's probably less common these days. But definitely in the 90s. Like, Street Fighter has one. Tekken has one. Dead or Alive has one. I know there's a few SNK games that have one. So Street Fighter V doesn't have... Its character is Fei Lon, which is Capcom's... Man, if you just do Electric Wind God Fists, that works pretty well. What I might try and do, I might try and get into the 2-player mode and see if you can do that too.
Round one. Fight.
Okay, I can do the start of it. He tried to drop kick me. But yeah, so the for some reason, a composer, like a not specifically hired by Capcom, but just like a contractor, who they asked to do a couple of songs for Street Fighter V, was doing some like Q&A stream on Twitch and came out and said, "Oh yeah, so I know some people related to like the Bruce Lee estate, and apparently you're not gonna see that character come back because apparently the estate is being stricter about homages and resemblance to Bruce Lee." And his specific thing was he's saying, oh, it has to be respectful, it can't be comedic or parody in any way. And he wasn't presenting this as, oh, this is a rumour I've heard. He's very specifically like, no, someone told me this, you're not seeing this character again. And, like, both, I don't know if Capcom officially came out, but the Bruce Lee estate actually came out, and they straight up said, we don't know who this guy is, but none of this is true. We've not changed any policy. We're not putting any sort of limits on homages. And then the guy came out. At first he claimed that all the news websites were misquoting him, but he's also made his original stream private, so it's a lot harder to verify if that's even true. Oh. Nope! Oh, she got me. And then he came out and he said, oh yeah, by the way, Capcom's blacklisted me, which I think he's used the wrong word. I think all that just means is like Capcom doesn't want to work with him anymore. Because obviously, you know, blacklisting means like being kicked out of an industry. Capcom's not an industry, they're one company. And it's like, well no shit, because you were like spreading misinformation about them. And their games. Telling people that, oh yeah, this character can't come back, everyone. Oh. Wow, okay. And I found that one really funny because it didn't really start until a bit later, but, you know, Tekken has its Bruce Lee homage, and he's always had comic relief like endings and stories. Like his actual character is not comedic, but a lot of his endings have like comedy bits to them. So I was like, when did first off, Phelan is not even like a parody, like joke parody. Like he's never really been presented as cartoony. He's like maybe like looks cartoony, but he's not like poking fun at Bruce Lee, he's just like a caricature of him. Whereas the lore, both like martial law and forest law in Tekken, no, forest is only in Tekken 3 really, they're both have like silly endings, mainly. So it was like, well, has this composer just never seen a Tekken ending? Specifically, they love doing like comedic stuff with the laws. So, and he's been all woe is me about this. He's like, oh, I was misquoted. I wasn't saying it was definitive. I was saying it was an opinion or rumor or whatever, and saying that reporters were being unprofessional, quoting him from his Q&A stream because it wasn't like an official statement. It's like, no, you're just salty that you were called out for like just making shit up. Okay, I don't remember. I don't remember what 3 is. I'm guessing that's right kick. Is that right kick? Oh, left kick, sorry. Duh, duh, duh. Sorry, the song started to sound like What a Feeling. Got very 80s all of a sudden.
Fight.
For Kyoto. I didn't realise that's where we were. My desk was in the way there. Oh yeah, it is left kick. You have to really mash though to get that combo to come out. Ah!
Round 2. Fight.
Just going for these drop kicks. Yeah, I'm just gonna... You can just spam this one move.
Final round. Fight.
Here it is. Du, 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 du. What a feeling! There we go. I wonder if low punches work. In Virtua Fighter, low punches are always very effective because they have like the quickest start up and they're always safe. All right, here we go. We've got a sub boss. Oh, whose voice is that? He's reusing someone's voice. I think they reused that voice in a later Tekken. So yeah, in this game, Lee, it pretty much plays exactly like Law. I think he has like maybe 1 or 2 different moves. And much like Law, he's doing like the same. Yeah, like that's different because but that's also taken from Paul. That's the thing I will say about the bonus characters in Tekken 1 and 2, that their movesets are almost entirely borrowed from other characters. And usually just like, oh, here's one character's move. There, that's new. Which I believe he can do this move infinitely. I don't know how you would get out of it in this game. God, look at that. That's like 50% health. There we go. But yeah, in Tekken 2, usually you can cheap out the AI by just doing a lot of low kicks for some reason. If you do like crouching kicks, they don't seem to block them as often. But I guess not in Tekken 1, it looks like. I want to say Paul. I think this is like the voice samples they used for Paul in Tekken 3. Or Brian. We'll see when we get to it. I mean, this is AI for you. Like, if you play people too much, you get kind of used to what you have to do to fight people. And, AI do not fight like people. Oh. I'm finding the most reliable strat, though, is just to do Electric Wind God Fist, because the startup is just so quick. And it does so much damage. Like, look at that. It just keeps working. Oh, he's got some of my voice samples. That's where I've heard them before. There we go. But I think some of these are reused in Tekken 3 as well. Oh, he got me. Yeah, like the timing on inputs. Like, there you go. That was a bit of the 10-hit combo. But the timing's a little weird. it's very different to how you do combos in the later Tekkens, because in the later Tekkens you can kind of queue up your inputs so you don't have to time them. Here we go. Here's the boss. I should mention actually, because there is story, but we haven't really seen any of it. But the story is that Heihachi, he's a big evil businessman. He owns the Mishima Zaibatsu, and you're his son. And when you were a kid, he was like training you in his martial arts. And I don't know if this is true, but this is what the lore is he was like, I want my son to grow up to be strong. And lions... I can't believe this. This is like real Tekken lore. Oh man, Heihachi's hair looked real rough in these days. But the Tekken lore was that Heihachi, to make sure that Kazuya was strong, threw him off a cliff when he was like a kid. And apparently this is because lions do this to their cubs as well. Because the cubs that survive are like the strong ones. So it's like, yeah, we're going to throw them off the cliff. Also, it's weird we're fighting Heihachi here. Does he not have his own stage in this game? Heihachi's interesting in this as well, because he's like got some of Kazuya's moves and then some of Paul's moves. And Kazuya does survive and he comes back as an adult, but because Heihachi threw him off a cliff, he's pissed off. So he's like, I'm gonna go and get revenge, because my dirtbag father threw me off a fucking cliff. It's kind of interesting, because at the start of the series, Kazuya was the protagonist, and he was like the cool young upstart hero, and that does not last very long. He's been like a villain character since Tekken 2. Whoa, what move was that? Oh, there you go. I have a story about this move though. So that's his grab move, where I think the implication is supposed to be like grabbing you and breaking your neck. But you know, when me and my my sisters were, you know, playing PS1 games and Tekken back in the day, we're playing, you know, it's a very lo-fi game for 3D, and we were playing it on old CRTs, so it doesn't really get across what's going on. So we just thought it looked like he was like giving them a noogie while you know, like doing electric. So we used to call the move like the electric nipple, because it just looks like he's like rubbing the characters against his fucking chest. Yeah, I found you can just cheese the AI by just doing that move repeatedly. The Tekken 2 strat of just doing like low hits over and over does not seem to work here. So I'll mention, so the way I'm playing this is not on actual hardware. I don't think it would actually look as nice on actual hardware. It'd be low resolution. Jeez, he fucking got me there. But I'm playing this through the PlayStation TV, which is basically a very small device you could buy that acts like a Vita, but it doesn't have like a screen or anything. It's just like a little box with a bunch of like inputs for HDMI, cable, an Ethernet port, which is quite interesting because most like kind of small box consoles or devices like that don't have Ethernet and like USB, and it is literally just a Vita, a PlayStation Vita in a box. So it's like, yeah, if you want to play PlayStation Vita stuff on a TV, you can use this. And it even has some functionality to use the touch screen and the weird back touch that the PlayStation Vita had without it. But it can also play Vita content. Sorry, no, not it. Well, it can play Vita content. It can also play PSP content, and it can also play PlayStation 1 games because the PlayStation Portable, the PSP, could emulate PlayStation 1. Okay, it's 1 round. Oh. Okay, low punches are pretty effective, it looks like. It's so weird, this stage we're fighting him on, with this, like, classical music. It's very un-Heihachi, being in Italy. Normally he's like, you fight him in, like, dojos and... Oh, I'm so close! Ah! And so... So technically it's like running through PSP's OS, but that's essentially what I'm playing it on. And the benefit is I don't know what actual like resolution the PS1 is, and I don't think the full game is running at this, but like the actual signal coming out is HD. So it's a very clean signal. Well, this is like middle age. If you remember what he looked like in Tekken Tag Tournament 2, that's what apparently he looked like when he was like Kazuya's age. The Mishima family are interesting because apparently this hair sticking out the back, that's genetic. That's not that's not them using hair gel. Their genes just make their hair do that. Here we go. So yeah, Kazuya, sorry. He's like, well, I'm gonna get revenge on Heihachi because he threw me off a cliff as a kid. So what does he do? I love the music. This is the ending music that plays for like all the endings, by the way. And look at that fucking photo in the background. So it's like, yeah, I'm gonna throw him off cliff. And then, yeah! So, yep, there we go. Oh. So yeah, it's like very clunky and stiff, Tekken 1, but you can... Is there like a weird cricket noise in this song? I think there is. I'm trying to see where Harada's name is on this, because I don't... Yeah, he didn't like direct Tekken 1 and 2. I think by Tekken 3 he had a higher role. I might have missed him. That's a weird sound. That sounds like a bug. Hope it isn't. When I was testing this, I was having a few bugs. But there you go. Unfortunately, we won't be able to look up all the endings here. Oh no, that was just apparently part of the song. Okay, we've got to put my name in. There we go. There we go. Yeah, not as good. So I did download a save for this because I wanted all the characters unlocked and any other extras. So whoever made this save file was good enough at this game to beat it in 9 minutes. But yeah, so that is the canon ending though. I know all the characters do have other stories. It's kind of funny because they do have like pretty involved stories, but I guess you would have to have read the manual to find out what was going on with them. Because I really don't know like what their stories are. I know Nina's a spy. It's kind of hard to tell from there because that kind of makes her look like she's a movie star. But like, she's like a assassin spy or something. I just want to check something. I want to see if I can go into 2-player mode. Nah, not really. Oh. Oh, that's why. It's not a bug. Okay. I was trying to figure out why... Okay. I was trying to figure out why the sound was bugging out. And apparently there's a mapping for, like, speed up. Forgive this stuff, because it's... Now, I do want to look at some other stuff. I was hoping I could go into the 2-player mode and fight a dummy. I might actually be able to do that. But I think I might have to put in another controller. But here, we'll just get back to like arcade mode. But yeah, I actually did not know that the roster in Tekken 1 was this big. Because there actually are a lot of characters here. There's supposed to be another character. How do you get to him? Do you have to press start? How do you do it?
Round 1.
Oh yeah, here we go. So this costume is actually like a big secret. It doesn't look like it really makes sense, but this is Kazuya's bonus costume, and this is actually a hint to like the plot of Tekken 2. This is like a really early version of Devil Kazuya. But this costume is fucking goofy, I'm sorry. I'm glad they did not keep this design going forward. I don't think he has any different moves though, like he does in later games. Oh, that was almost it. Almost did the 10 hit there. I'm trying to see if there's a way to soft reset this game. I think if I do this... No. Okay. Don't look at that. We get to see some different costumes though. So we'll do this for a little bit. But it's so... I guess they were doing some forward thinking. I don't know if there's like a specific illusion or if this costume has a name, but this is considered the like... Oh, this is the Devil Jin. Sorry, the Devil Kazuya. I'm gonna make that mistake a lot tonight, apparently. But this is the Devil Kazuya look for Tekken 1. God, it's such a bad design.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Apparently there's some input binding that speeds up the game. All I did want to do is I just want to look at some of the other characters. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pair another PlayStation 4 controller. So give me a sec while this loads up. That's the easiest way to do this, because then I can just go into 2-player mode. Hang on. Oh. There we go. Let me just get my stuff back. There we go. All good. So I should... Yeah, here we go. I want to look at some of the goofy characters here. So yeah, I didn't know Kuma was in Tekken 1. I for a very long time, and I don't know why. Oh my god. Oh, this did not age great. Sorry. Okay. So I think... Okay, yeah, I think here... He has... Yeah, he has, like, basically Jack's moves. Oh my god. Those textures on, like... They're rough. What's his throws like? Nope. I want to do the throw, mate. Yeah. That's super weird that he's doing... Maybe he can't throw. Oh no, there we go. Oh, but you can't throw Kuma, apparently. God, I did not... I think this is my first time seeing this. But I think most of these characters were in the arcade version, because I think it was when I played all the arcade versions in Tekken 2. Now, if I remember Wan right, I'll check him. I think he mostly has just Michelle's moves, which is kind of interesting because I think later on he got a very original moveset.
Round one. Fight.
Yeah, yeah, just straight up. So yeah, a lot... I don't really know Michelle moves though. Let's do our big moon jumps. I'd have to... I don't know who would know this, but I am always really curious why... Yeah, I did mess around with him in Tekken 2 a little bit. There we go. Trying to play this two-handed just to do all the moves. Okay, so they do have different grabs. So that's different. The fuck is going on with the song? Yeah, yeah. So she has like German suplexes and stuff. But it is really weird that they made these other characters. I think this was just very common for 3D games at the time. Somewhat in sprite games as well, you know, like Ryu and Ken. But definitely 3D games, it was very... Oh, we can... Yeah, man, he... I think when I looked in Tekken 2 even... Tekken 2, that's one I have actual experience with, so we'll get to that soon. I just want to load up a few of these characters, because I just want to see how they looked in Tekken 1. Anna and Nina, they're pretty similar. Let's see what Nina's other costume looks like, though. Does she have shoes on in this one? Is she bare feet again?
Round one.
Oh, there you go.
Fight.
That is such a weird costume. Like, that's classic Anna. Anna's had this costume for this long. I didn't realise. Like, she's had this costume in, like, almost every Tekken game she's been in, I think. If not, all of them. I am gonna say, though, I think I didn't really like playing as Anna and Nina until Tekken 5. Where they got more... interesting movesets. Oh yeah, that fucking taunt where she does this. I don't know why she does this with her hands. Even in like the more modern ones, where the animations got better. But I always found them like quite basic, the Nina moveset, before they improved it. I guess I just don't know the inputs. Can't get up. There we go. I don't think it's funny if you pause on this stage, though. Oh yeah, there you go. What kind of throw is that? But yeah. Their design, their like movesets got vastly different in Tekken 5. Funny enough, when we get to it eventually, because there'll be another stream, go look at Prototype Jack. Prototype Jack in this game is interesting. I don't know if Gun Ryu might have a mostly original moveset though. I'm trying to think who he would even share moveset with, unless he has a bunch of Jack moves as well. It's like, yeah, Tekken 1 Prototype Jack is something else. They went crazy with Prototype Jack. Yeah, yeah. As far as I know, this is basically the same. I wish I knew if there was a quick reset. Because most PlayStation 1 games, there's a button that would just take you back to the title screen, and it was usually like either start and select, or it was start, select, and all the triggers, or it was all the triggers. But I've tried those, and they seem to be mapped to like a speed up. Wow, Prototype Jack. So yeah, let's see Gun Ryu. I'm pretty sure Kunimitsu is just Yoshimitsu. They didn't really start. So the interesting thing is Tekken Tag Tournament. Okay, so yeah, he has. So he has some original, but it's mostly... Yeah, he mostly just has like Prototype, he just has Jack moves again. If I remember right, like a lot of these characters didn't get very original movesets until Tekken Tag 1. Which in some ways is quite interesting because Tekken Tag 1 was like the dream match, which was like, apparently they did it in a very quick turnover from Tekken. From Tekken 3, and if you see the arcade version, you can definitely see that because the arcade version looks like Tekken 3. I don't know if there's a way I could ever play that. Pretty sure those are the exact same throws that Yoshimitsu has. It's kind of interesting here they give Kunimitsu the male voice because they retcon it that it's a woman later on. But that's literally just retcon. This dude... Nope, it's not who I meant to pick. Whatever, we'll just quickly do this. Let's just go pick Heihachi, and then we'll swap to Tekken 2. Oh, sickle. I do think it's funny that the camera couldn't... They didn't figure out how to do the camera great. So yeah, if a character gets knocked like too far to the inward or outward of the plane, the camera can't shift until later. Yeah, if once we get to Tekken 3, I'll know how to play these characters a bit more. I only know, like, this stuff. It's kind of funny how long Yoshimitsu's had some of these moves. Is what I didn't realise. I just want to see a bit of Heihachi versus Heihachi. There we go. I also want to listen to the original soundtrack. We might load up a character and just do original soundtrack.
Round 1.
The thing is I don't think the extra characters have endings. Let's see, does he have the... Oh no. If he has a 10-hit combo, it must be different. Because they... So later on in Tekken, they changed the Mishima 10-hit combo to be forward, neutral. Then you do your punch inputs. But that doesn't seem to work here. Oh yeah, the power bomb. I like the Mishima fighting style includes a power bomb. Let's do the electric nipple. There we go. I guess because, like, on PlayStation 1, it just kind of looked like the electricity was coming from his nipple. I love it becomes What a Feeling for, like, a brief second there. Oh god, look at his fucking neck. It's like his neck and his chin are one being. So yeah, so who's not here? Brian's not here. And... Oh, I was just thinking of him. Beck Do-san's not here. So how do I exit this menu? Okay. I thought there was a way to reset games on PSP, but I just don't remember how. The PlayStation 1 games. We'll load up once more, because I just want to listen to, like, what the original arcade soundtrack sounds like. But from what I remember, it's the same songs, just not as good instrument sets. I think it wasn't until, like, Tekken 3 where the arranged soundtrack actually sounds dramatically different. So I was going to say earlier, I mentioned this a brief bit, but yeah, Namco had the patent on this. So for a very long time, if you wanted to put other games in loading screens like that, you just weren't allowed to. For the record, I'm not a fan... Oh look, you could just turn the music off. I'm not a fan of companies that do that. Oh, look at that old Heihachi face. Okay, we'll play like 1 or 2 stages just to hear the music.
Round 1. Fight.
But yeah, like, slightly the same but a little different. It's still got those, like, 90s stabs. That, and the big bands. And the orchestral stab as well. Oh man, Kanemitsu, you're going mental on me. When all else fails. Oh, get up. There we go. Just want to hear a bit more music. Oh wow, so we get a bunch of the guest characters. The extra characters. I think the deal is if you played these games in the arcade, these characters would unlock over time. But yeah, it's the same songs, they just have different instrument sets, it sounds like different MIDI drivers. Yeah, Kuma, I didn't realise Kuma was in Tekken 1. I thought he was Tekken 2 he came in. But yeah, it turns out like a lot of these characters were in Tekken 1, but as I was saying, they play almost exactly the same as other characters on the roster, and it wasn't until Tekken 3, where they kind of stopped doing that, or if they did have characters that shared movesets, they had quite more significant differences. Alright, I think that's enough of that game, so I'm just going to go full screen for a sec. Actually, no, I'm not going to go full screen. I need to go on to Twitch and do this. I knew I wasn't going to spend too much time with Tekken 1. I think I spent more time than I even thought I was going to. Okay. So... why is my... oh, that's in a weird order. Okay. And I think there's a way also... oh wow. No one watching Tekken 2 right now. Maybe we can change that. Here we go. So check this out. You'll like this, Clarice. Check this. Wow. Do you like that? I spent a little bit of time setting that up. It depends on who you are. Like I know I watch a few people who play like a mixer, and they'll play old stuff and they'll still get a decent amount of viewers. It just, you know, it depends. Okay, so Tekken 2. Here we go. Oh, I like it starts out. So yeah, so Kazuya's is the canon ending that matters. You can already see though that like FMV technology and design significantly improved from Tekken 1. Oh yeah, Lei. I always forget Lei's Tekken 2. Man, Michelle looking exactly like Julia there. I'll check this bit out. Not that bit, this bit. Look at that hair tech! Oh, they were really proud of that. Law still being like, yeah, I'm Bruce Lee. Pretty much. Here's the new Jax. Well, not new Jack. Jack 2. There's Kin again. Put your mask back on, Kin. And that's fun. You get to see all the extra characters in the arcade opening as well. There's another intro. There's the arcade intro that I want to see as well. Weird Beck does not get featured on that because he is a new character. So yeah, so this is a lot nicer looking game. It's mechanically a lot, like it just feels a lot better. The fighting is way less stiff. It's a lot easier to get moves out. This is quite... I forgot how much of a step up this is from Tekken 1. And funny enough, Tekken 3 even is an even bigger step up from Tekken 2. Yeah, well, funny enough, the interesting thing is pretty much all the Tekken games use an arcade board that Namco makes that is basically built around the PlayStation 1 hardware. Or PlayStation hardwares. Like, all the Namco systems that they use are slightly modified or slightly similar to, like, PlayStation 1 architecture. It's why, in a lot of cases, these home versions actually ended up looking better than the arcade ones. Here we go. This was the arcade intro. It's amazing. Just Hey Archie being like, ah! And yeah, they used to... The Tekken logo, they used to make look like that for some reason. Okay, I just want to check quick. I think we have yeah, we have the save file. So yeah. So they've still got like very similar menu look and style. But yeah, they're like visual. Man, it's like such an improvement, and I think it's only like a few years. And a lot of the same guest characters, but yeah, Beck's new. Devil as a separate character is new. And Bruce is new. And Roger. Roger and Alex, yeah. Wait, I didn't mean to pick. Whoops. Okay. But yeah, we have actual practice mode now. This is also like a huge... Hang on, I'm going to readjust in my seat. But it's, you know, like a bigger selection of modes as well. Team battle, time attack, survival, and there's an actual practice mode. And as we'll load it up quick. But we have a lot of different stuff. Like you can see the model quality is a lot nicer. You can see a bit, this was still the era where like the models were kind of made up of like separate polygons that were kind of squished into each other, but they've hidden it a lot better here. But it's a smoother game. We still have moon jumps for the time being, but they're a little less moony. Oh yeah, Kazuya's old theme. Sounds so good. And we have like a very in-depth oh wow, okay, so you can look up the 10. I was trying to figure out where you look up the 10 hit combos here. How do you do that? So yeah, that's the one that Kazuya had in Tekken 1. I'm trying to... Oh, that's really hard to do. Because I'm trying to not do this move. That's the easier one to do. So we did a bit. And he has a few variations. There we go, we did that. The timing on these is a lot easier as well. You can kind of just mash them out. And look, we've got an actual move list. Though looking at this, it made me realise like how much the move lists got bigger over time. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. 18, yeah. I feel like by Tekken, even in Tekken 3, this is like... I think in Tekken 3, the move list is like 3-4 times as long as this. There we go. So I think that's all good. So we're going to go through arcade mode first, and we're going to go through with Heihachi actually. Because it's interesting, so Heihachi was the final boss in Tekken 1. But then he's the like pro tag instead of Kazuya, because Kazuya's... Actually before this... I should probably explain the story because that intro doesn't really explain it.
Round 1. Fight.
Oh, look at that, and we can even look up the move list here. And we can quit now. Oh crap, I didn't mean to do that. So yeah. So the story is in this one. Oh, you just fucking wait, Clarice. So the story is Kazuya's ending is the one that's canon. He wins the first King of Iron Fist tournament, and I don't remember why Heihachi was even running a tournament. But it turns out that Kazuya is possessed by some sort of demon or devil that has taken over him. So he takes over the Mishima Zaibatsu from Heihachi, who is like, oh yeah, Heihachi's dead. I'm the son, so I'm the rightful heir to his like big corporation. But Heihachi, as you see in that opening, he survived. He survived getting thrown off the cliff as well. And he climbs back up and he's like, I'm going to take my fucking company back. So the reason why Kazuya is evil in this is because he's possessed. But funny enough, when he eventually comes back in like Tekken 4, and in the future series, he just becomes evil anyway, even when he's not possessed by the devil. And I don't know when it became canon, but the devil, I think in early Tekken it was like a literal devil. Later on it becomes a gene. It's like a weird genetic trait that's like passed between certain families, though they've kind of retconned some of that. But yeah, this already feels like a lot smoother. How you get up quick, I'm still not understanding that. But yeah, it's a big step up visually. There was even some light in there. Jack has got slightly less ridiculous legs now. The Jack 2 model. Oh wow, Heihachi had his that move. So that's a move you can only do when the opponent's laying down. So I think that's new. Though I think there was quite a quick turnaround on this, because if you listen, like a lot of the music is similar and the stages are quite similar. They just kind of look like better looking versions of the same stages.
Round one. Fight.
Though they don't say what the stages are anymore, but I like that a lot of them are still just, oh, here's a real picture. Nina has shoes this time. Still got a purple. Always like that move with Heihachi. I always wanna always imagine what it would be like in like an actual like karate tournament if someone started doing fucking Mishima moves. I feel like you also, like, the moves overall don't do quite as much damage. Like, it's still, matches go very, like, a round goes very quick still. Yeah. I think it's supposed to be like Greece or Rome. It's always the interesting thing that Tekken did. I think Tekken might be like the only 3D fighting game that does this. I know there is one or two 2D games that have this. But these weird endless stages. I think at this resolution, the illusion's kind of broken a bit. You can see where the edges of the stages are being drawn in. It was definitely more effective looking in these games, because I remember once they started bringing them back in Tekken 5 and onwards, in some of the stages the illusion is like way more jarring. I don't know what's really going on in everyone else's storyline, no. I'll be frank. I know Jun is important because Law's... I don't know when it happened. I know martial law eventually is always storylines are about his restaurant business. I wonder what age Harada got to when he couldn't do this voice anymore. Apparently I can still do it. Yeah, this already feels nicer to play. It doesn't feel anywhere near as clunky. I still don't know how you get up from the ground as quick. I think you might just have to mash buttons. Oh yeah, here's what I remember. That's the strat. You have to get good at it, but you can cheese out the AI quite a lot by just doing Oh, I like that the music doesn't reset. It keeps playing. I think I don't know if that's still the case in. I feel like they might have changed at some point. So ridiculous. Okay, much like he was in Tekken 1, he seems to be like the first real challenge. I find it interesting. It's looking like that it's the case that if you pick the unlockable characters to play as in arcade mode, those are the ones you fight. Oh man, I was not going to get a great time now. Yeah! Oh, I miss the old Law voice. It's good it's gone. It'd be amazing if there was like an option in the later games of just you can enable Harada's old screamy for Law. It's kind of interesting. I forget which one it is. So, Martial Law is the one in Tekken 1, 2, and then all the future Tekkens as well. But for Tekken 3, where the main gimmick is there's like a big time skip, and a lot of the characters are like the next generation. And then it's Forest Law. I forget which one it is. I think Martial Law, his whole name is from a typo or an error in a manual. Like, his name was not supposed to be Marshall. It was just supposed to be Law. Because it's not a very Chinese Hong Kong name, is it, Marshall? And apparently it was a typo of, like, martial arts or something. But they just kept it. Yeah, check that out. Oh, missed up my timing, though. Juggling, you have to be a lot more specific about the timing in juggles in early Tekken. It's not like it gets nowadays, where it's a lot of it's like, hey, you have to learn the juggles for your characters. Yep. That's kind of Law's gimmicks. Like, yeah, he's Bruce Lee and he does like backflips. I like that pain noise. It's good. Oh, come on. Yeah. What's in... this is a really random trivia thing, but this move later gets given to like the Taekwondo characters. Heihachi had this move in Tekken 1, but it later becomes like a more evolved move that like Horan does. There we go. So yeah, so Jun is from a different like martial arts family and have this like specific martial arts unique to them. And she's actually Kazuya's girlfriend in the story, because apparently like the devil doesn't completely overtake him all the time. I do find it funny that it's like, what is the main character canon story in Tekken 2? It's like, oh yeah, this middle-aged man with weird hair, this bald man, he's the protag. Like, but yeah, Jun. So you saw Jun when I streamed Tekken Tag Tournament 2, but that's a dream match. It's one thing where they've never said officially canon, but she's basically presumed dead, and that comes up in like Tekken 3's story. But I'm gonna mention that there are like multiple characters that were supposed to have been dead because of Tekken 3's story who came back. Oh!
Round 2. Fight.
Also, I don't know why this costume I always found weird. Because the way they do her, like, bandana, it looks like she's got, like, little rabbit ears. I think, in Tekken 2, they were, like, starting to kind of figure out how to do, like, clothes physics. Like, polygons that could move like this. Because obviously they're faking it. But if you watch, like, yeah, her, like, the bandana has movement on it, and so does her belt.
Round 1.
And as you can see, like, my belt does it as well. Oh no, she's doing it again. Oh.
KO.
Okay. I've got to concentrate a bit more on here. Yeah, it's a lot harder to time juggles in this engine than it later becomes. Damn it! Oh.
KO. You lose. Continue.
It's I know they are. It's more just the way they're rendered. Oh. And I don't want to just stick on easy mode and kind of just breeze through it.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh. She's so good at getting those grabs on me. Oh, no!
KO.
Darn it.
Final
Okay.
round.
AI better in this game as well. Oh, countered my grab even. Knows how to whiff punish. She just does it every time if I ever whiff a move. Okay, so yeah, this is... Now we're playing real AI. Can... The electric wind spam not quite as effective as it was in Tekken 1. There we go. This song is weird because it's like... I don't think this stage is supposed to be Japan, but it's got like a Asian instrument set in it. And Jun obviously is Japanese. Yeah, I saw that coming. Saw I'm gonna lose that round. It's okay. So I'm trying to think like what my memory is of Tekken 2, and funny enough, I think I might have seen Tekken 3 first, and then 2, but I could just be my memories just might be in the wrong order. Ah, time that run. Oh, that's not even the move I meant to do. I don't know why the like 2-button inputs seem to fail a lot for me. God, that move does so much damage. Oh. And I'm not being able to counter a throw. Oh, my stomp missed.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, but this is old school AI for you. I don't think they ever really would change up the AI for the home versions. So, you know, this is AI that was more meant for like arcade. So, you know, there was an intent that, oh, we want you to lose. Oh, really? I really would have thought the electric wind would have got out in time there. There we go. There, electric nipple. Yeah, noogie. Oh, almost. There we go.
KO. Round 2.
And they've never 100% talked about it, but there's always been this implication with the Kazuma clan that they have some sort of like holy power that counters the devil gene.
KO.
Like but it's always been very implied, like how somehow like Jun is related to Angel, which is like another boss character who's like questionably canon or not. Oh, this is a good. Yeah, I think like this Yoshimitsu design is like leagues better than in Tekken 1, where he just looks like a weird. He doesn't look like a modern samurai. He just looks like a samurai. He looks like a samurai that like went to Europe and was like, oh yeah, this is really cool, and started to like merge that. Here he actually becomes like a kind of cyborgy. This is funny enough, like quite. It's not that different from his like Tekken 3 look, where he has these like kind of like samurai pants and the metal body.
KO. You lose.
Oh, I lost though.
Round 1.
Yeah, see, like the infinite stage illusion looks pretty good here. I think it's just because they got too high fidelity with it in later Tekken games, when the secret is to not.
KO.
Oh, I always have this problem in Tekken. I don't have it with 2D games, but for some reason with a lot of 3D games. Oh, he's doing the 10 hit on me. Oh my god. He did the 10 hit. There we go. But I always have this weird problem where I get so used to playing on the left side that when I'm facing left and I'm on the right, I just lose my sense of balance, it feels like. And I just like forget how to do inputs. But I don't have that problem in like 2D games for some reason. There we go.
You win.
Oh, here we go. So Lee's the sub-boss. Lee is... I should have mentioned him, because he is actually important. He's Heihachi's adopted son. And he was specifically adopted because he was like... to like fuck with Kazuya. Because I guess he was like... he wanted Kazuya to be stronger or better. So he like adopted Lee to kind of be like, well, fuck you. If you're not good enough, this kid's gonna take over. He's gonna take your inheritance. No, I don't think Heihachi like ever actually planned.
Round 2.
He does have that look. Funny enough, Lee's Chinese. It's like not really a detail that's very important to his character, because I guess he's like lived in Japan all, like most of his life. He does look a lot like Future Trunks though.
1. Fight.
I would not be shocked if that's like maybe the inspiration. Oh,
KO.
he's here. He has he's slightly different, but he's still basically just Law. Ah,
KO. You lose.
yeah.
Round 1.
The AI is definitely better in this game. Granted, I died a lot in Tekken 1 as well. But at least here it feels like it's because I'm not struggling with the controls, I'm just... Oh. That stomp though, if you miss that stomp, it makes you really vulnerable. Okay, what I remember is true though. The AI for some reason is not good at blocking low kicks. Oh, they're good at blocking throws though. You have to be very quick. It's like if you press like punch, it depends on the throw you're doing, but you have to like counter with the right input. Yeah, that's a different move. He does have some original moves, but it isn't until... It's kind of interesting because Tag was like made as like a quick dream match with like all the characters returning and coming back in this dream match thing. And it's where they start to like dramatically update the characters who used to have shared movesets. And those carried into the future games when those characters came back as canon. Because Lee came back after Tekken 3, because he wasn't in Tekken 3. It's kind of weird, actually, that he was left out of the story. Oh! I find it interesting that he's Heihachi's adopted son, but unlike Kazuya, he doesn't learn the Mishima karate. Oh! That's still my favourite pain noise. Yeah, there we go. Low punch. 4 Wheels fails low punch.
You win.
Yeah. Oh yeah, look at that one.
Round 1. Fight.
Always interesting in this stage. I guess this stage is supposed to be this like fancy room in the Mishima Zaibatsu building, but it's got like a very like European history look to the floor, and it's bathed in darkness, but where your fighting's lit. It's an interesting look.
Round 2. Fight.
I also love his purple suit though. It's kind of funny again because, like, you know, Japanese character, learn Japanese martial arts, but he's got this like Dracula looking outfit. Here we go. That was surprisingly quick, but now we've got the boss version now.
You win.
So unlike Tekken 1 here, Devil Kazuya actually does have some new moves.
Round 1. Fight.
And yeah, I think they were very proud of this effect. I don't know what it means. I don't know if it's supposed to literally be a TV in the background
Round 2.
that's like like someone's filming this, but they weren't filming the earlier fights. But yeah, he's basically Kazuya's moveset, but he has those flying moves. Oh no! He saw me coming. Yeah, so yeah, this is... Tekken got more into this as it got on. Oh yeah, we got a remix of Kazuya's theme. Didn't realise it. Tekken 1 has like a really kind of cheesy early 90s soundtrack. I think Tekken 2 is where they like started to get really interesting.
Round 2. Fight.
Tekken 3 is still the one is my favourite. It's got a really grungy feel. Kind of fits its like new gen setting of like, oh yeah, this is the next gen of all the characters. Oh, okay, this is actual. But it's kind of interesting, like this is the first Tekken game where the bosses got supernatural and then it just got crazier from here. As grounded as Tekken can sometimes be, even though they have a fucking bear character in Tekken 1. Which I forgot Kuma's in Tekken 1. Oh, I like this. It's got like chill Tekken beats to smoke weed to. Yeah, he's got me.
Final round. Fight.
Oh. There we go. Woo! But yeah, you can see the step up here, but it's really interesting when we go to Tekken 3. Tekken 3 is such a huge leap. Just in like game feel and visual. So yeah. So Heihachi's like, oh, my son, he's possessed by the devil, so I'm gonna throw him into a volcano. And then fly away on this ladder. God, they make him look like really Chinese in this game. Like he looks like he should be a villain in a Bruce Lee movie. There we go. Where's Harada? I want to see Harada in the credits. I think like Tekken 3 is where he like got really involved in the series. But yeah, that's the canon ending, by the way. And it's the ongoing thing with this family where they just keep throwing each other into fucking cliffs, off cliffs and into volcanoes. I've got to say, I love the Tekken storyline. It's so fucking stupid and cheesy, but I just love that most of its storyline is about fucking family members throwing each other off of cliffs. Oh, it's so good. Yeah, I guess Harada only helped with his voice early on. Because I'm still not seeing him in the credits here. This is a very different song. And yeah, oh man, I had motion capture in this one. I don't remember this song at all. It's been a very long time. There we go. Yeah, weird. Harada must have just not been credited on early Tekkens. But apparently he was the voice of Law in Tekken 1 and 2. So I know obviously all the other characters have endings. Unfortunately, they didn't put the theatre where you could watch all the endings in until Tekken 3. Though there is a really cool feature in Tekken 3 where you can... There he is! There he is! Katsuhiro Heihachi Harada. Weird, he was like only... He was only doing sound stuff back then. But, it is a really cool feature. I won't be able to show it off here because we're playing digital copies. But because Tekken 1 and 2... Oh, check out this 3D effect. Has technology ever advanced beyond that? I don't think so. Okay, let's look at this save file. Who did this guy use in the save file? Oh wow, Beck player. Heihachi as well, but Beck player specifically. So yeah, these are all save files off the internet because I wanted to make sure to have everything unlocked. Just gonna check some stuff. Yeah, so we got this all on default. I am gonna put on original BGM just so we can hear the arcade BGM quickly. And go into practice and kind of just look at some of the other characters. Because I don't think I'm going to do like another full arcade run. But look at like some of the new characters. We saw a bit of Jun in the story. Jack is pretty much the same. We did not see Lei though. Let's load up Lei for a sec. So Lei's whole thing was he was the Jackie Chan like. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay, yeah. So he's I know him a bit from like Tekken 3. Let's look at his moveset. See what I remember. Oh yeah, he's still got that. Yeah, he's got all this stuff. Okay, so he is quite similar to Tekken 3 here. And then yeah, he's got his turning back moves. And that move. I love that move. I always love the way that looks. There's always a weird thing with Tekken. I think later on they started to show this better. But these moves here, where it says, see, because I always play Tekken at home, I'm not used to the number notations. I'm used to these notations, which are based on, like, the colours of the PlayStation buttons. So when people say, like, oh, it's buttons 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm like, what? That's not what the buttons are called on the controller. But what's weird about these moves is you actually have to input them quicker than other combos. You have to literally go like, ba-dum, really quick. What's the input here? Oh, that's why. Those are quite different now. He's got a bunch of rush combos. Just trips you up. But yeah, it is interesting to look at this one because you can see it's more built on the Tekken 1 engine. Okay, yeah, still got that. Does he have his stances in Tekken 2 or is that all Tekken 3? Okay, that must be Tekken 3. Tekken 3 is where he gets very different. Where he starts to get all of his, he gets all of his, separate stances he can go into. So you got Kazuya 1. A lot of these characters are still just clones of their other ones. Beck is probably the new one here. I wonder if Gunry and Bruce... It's weird that a lot of those characters are in the like unlocked slots.
Fight!
Yeah, that is interesting. So yeah, he does have a very different moveset. Though that's slightly reused animation from Law. No, this is all very different. There you go, roll and choke. But yeah, weird. You'd think they'd put all the characters that are like new movesets. But yeah, he does. And there's Hunting Hawk. What I find interesting, which is that slightly repurposed from Heihachi. I don't know why Heihachi had that first. But yeah, he's got all this stuff. Beck hasn't actually been in a lot. It's weird there's a lot of characters from Tekken 2 that were only in 2 and then only came back for like a few other times. Bruce is the other one. I think Bruce is like very different. So he's like a kickboxer. Yeah. He doesn't it's weird how many characters in this character select who share moves with other characters. Let's see if Gunryu still has a bunch of Jack moves or if they gave him a more original moveset here. Okay, yeah, now he actually does have a lot of yeah, they gave him a lot of original moves here. Some of these are shared. But yeah, it's interesting. Like some of this is shared with Kuma, funny enough. Oh, this theme still has the fucking What a Feeling chord bit. But yeah, they actually started to give him some different stuff here. But though he's still got some of like Jack and Prototype Jack stuff. There we go. Go check out Roger and Alex though, because I remember Roger. These are probably. They've got the Fiji music in. I gotta say, they're like rendering animal tech got a lot better in this game. Let's see their moveset. Okay, so that I know that's borrowed from someone. That's new. That's new. Okay, they did give... It's weird how many of the guests, the like unlockable characters here have new moves when... In Tekken 1 they were almost just complete duplicates. I still love that Tekken has, in canon, animals that fight standing up with boxing gloves on. I know that one's borrowed because a bunch of people have that. It's a bit annoying. You have to, when you load this, you have to like keep scrolling back to see the moves. That's borrowed from Kin. Okay, so he is kind of a hybrid of a bunch of characters' moves, because he has some of Kin's moves, but some original. But yeah, a lot of... Oh, he's got the Frankensteiner! Wow, and it's actually called the Frankensteiner. That's a move that was invented by the Steiner brothers, the two wrestler brothers, specifically Scott Steiner. And, let me try and get it. Yep. Oh, if I could get it right. Why is it so... Hang on. There we go. That people kind of tried to rename the Hurricanrana or something, or the Americana, that was it. I think because they, you know, didn't want to use the term when, you know, they didn't have him signed to the company. Okay, yeah, so he does have some moves copied from others. And, yeah, Alex and Roger kind of play the same. I think this is everyone to show. Just trying to think if there's anyone else interested in the show. I do love Prototype Jack's design in this. He's not as fucking stupid looking as he was in Tekken 1. And also their tech to render bears. A little better here. I do love the spinning hand though. Yeah! But I don't know if he has any, like, very different moves from, normal Jack. I think he's pretty much the same, apart from, like, maybe one or two uniques. Let me swap to Kuma. Funny enough, this Kuma is not the same Kuma in the later games. There's this weird thing in Tekken canon. White Kuma. Yeah, Kuma used to have a lot of just Jack moves. That's a weird input. Am I even doing that right? I don't think so. Nah, I don't think I'm doing that right. Later on, they added it where you could watch the moves. Jack is always been a Terminator reference. Like, you mentioned him looking kind of guily, but he is supposed to be kind of like a Terminator looking dude. Yeah, he's still mostly here. I feel like they started giving him more original moves. It is interesting seeing these characters change over time. I have all that knowledge. But yeah, I did play a little bit of this, but this was still the time where a lot of the unlockable characters did share most of their moves with the main people. Just want to check Zone Kazuya. One thing we didn't get to see is he has this like really 80s... There it is. He has these like really 80s looking outfits. Oh, it's hard to see, but he's got the devil on his back. Oh, it's a lot harder to do the 10-hit combos in this. You have to like really, really mash the. You have to do the inputs like really quick. When we get to Tekken 3, I can do most of those okay. You have to do the inputs like so quick. Funny enough, like too quick for my hand. Oh yeah, 2D drawn arts. I missed that in Final Fantasy games. It's a shame they can't really do that anymore. I think that's everything I kind of want to show with this one. Let's just have some look at Lee costumes. I don't think he has the tuxedo yet. No. As this. Let's reset. Did I swap the soundtrack? Let me just check. Yeah, I did. If I remember right though, the original and the arranged soundtrack in this don't sound like too different. Like we'll go to like a few stages and we'll see. Bow bow ba bow. Alright, well this one we heard in the main campaign. Let's hear the Fiji music.
Roger. Fight.
Yeah, it sounds like very similar. Like only minor differences. Let's see Heihachi's stage here. Is it the one I think it is? Yeah, it's his dojo. I want to see if I can find it. Hang on. In Tekken 1, you can't I think it's... Is it Tekken 3 where you can start sidestepping? I think it's here. It's either in Tekken 1 or in... Yeah, here it is. Okay, this is going to be really hard to see. Let's see, can we... Oh. Yeah, that's really hard to see, but if you can see below my feet on the ground there, there's wood carving on the wood here. This is probably the like craziest long-term booking that has been in a fighting game. This is a carving that says like it's like Heihachi's name and Kazumi's name, and Kazumi is Heihachi's wife, who was like not featured in any game until like Tekken 7. And they've had this bit where their names were drawn into this dojo, and they've had that for this long. I don't think that's in Tekken 1. Just do this a few times so we can look around. But yeah, they actually eventually they remade this stage in like 3D in Tekken 4. But yeah, that becomes like a big long-term thing to his story, and that's such a tiny detail that they put in that straight up on this resolution it's like almost impossible to even see. And we don't have that weird, stupid overhead camera look like we did in Tekken 1. Yeah, I can't do the 10 hit as Heihachi. I don't know how you're supposed to do it when he's like double forward. Like, look, double... I guess you're supposed to hold it. But it still just does that. Oh, there we go. Oh, that's weird timing though. Okay, I think that's it. But it's cool that by the time they got to Tekken 2, they actually had a proper, practice mode with hit data and command stuff in the move list. You could finally look it up because, yeah, Tekken 1 is a fucking bare bones package. We still don't have the theater mode, but I forgot to mention it. In Tekken 3, they added the theater there, and they added a really cool feature where you could actually put in the Tekken 1 and 2 discs and play the movies and the music from those games. But because I'm using digital versions here just to get the HD signal out of my PS TV, we can't look at those. But I think from here, we are going to swap games. We're going to kind of get to the main event here. This is the main one that I played as a kid. And it's probably the one that we're going to spend the most time with here. So I'll mention it. It is public knowledge. I'm not leaking anything here. Oh, there we go. People do watch this game get played. There we go. So we're gonna move on to Tekken 3 now. Like Tekken 3 is the one I grew up with for sure. This is the fighting game of my childhood. Obviously, it makes sense. Like Tekken 3, one of the best-selling fighting games of all time. I think like it only got beaten by when like Smash Bros got really big. But this was the fighting game I grew up with, and it's a funny thing that because I grew up with Tekken, which has very different inputs to the Street Fighter style of games, which was the more popular thing beforehand. When I first played Street Fighter, I didn't get it. I was like, why do the combos not work the same? How do you do moves? Because I just couldn't figure out how to do motions. And I couldn't figure out how to do combos in a game where they didn't have this kind of queue, where you could queue up inputs ahead of time. Also, man, look at the fucking advancement in the CGI here. Like, it looks... it's such a step up. There we go. So yeah, we got two laws now. One of them's got a mustache. Look at the muscles. Oh yeah. So that's a different kin actually. We haven't really seen him because he only came up like once. There you go. I've got a new character actually. So Tekken 3's whole gimmick was it was a big time jump. It's something like 16, 17 years after Tekken 2. Though kind of funny because it includes a lot of the characters from Tekken 1 and 2. And in some cases without aging, which I'll get to that. Oh, hold on. There he is, there's the boy. There's Jin. I don't know if I ever will. I've always been tempted to get that tattoo, but it's quite tribal looking, his tattoo. So I don't know if I actually would. But yeah, we've got all the modes again, and then we got the special ones here. But we'll get to that later. But first thing first, we're just gonna do the arcade run as Jin, because Jin is the canon ending here. And yeah, we've got the roster here. But we'll start with Jin first. But yeah, so Jin is the son of...
Round 1. Fight.
Hang on. I want to check something. I might have the arcade soundtrack on. Yeah, let's do a range first, and then we'll do... Yeah, we'll do a range first, and then we'll do arcade. The two different soundtracks are actually like quite different. Like they're more dramatically remixed songs, and in some cases like completely different songs. But we'll stick with that first because that's the default option. But yeah, like look at the visual improvement again, and this is a very different engine as well. We don't have moon jumps anymore. It's a lot faster game as well. Like the feeling of this game. It's such a step up. And funny enough, like this looks nicer than it did in the arcade, this version. Yeah. Oh, look at that camera work. But yeah, he's the son of like Kazuya and Jun, though raised by Jun. And I don't remember why. Oh yeah, so he basically, I think like Jun lives in the forest or something. She like lives in the middle of nowhere with Jin.
Round 1.
Oh, this music. But yeah, oh, the backgrounds in this high fidelity do get kind of weird. I hope this doesn't make you nauseous in the chat, Clarice, because I'm starting to notice how much weirder they are.
Round 2.
Kind of wish I put the rounds up to 3 rounds so we could hear more of the music. But Jun goes missing, and he goes to Heihachi, who he doesn't really know anything about. And Heihachi's like, "Oh, I'll help you out," and he teaches him the like Mishima karate. But Jin also does a few of like of the Kazuma martial arts, like this move and this one. So he's like a weird hybrid. He's mostly like Kazuya's moveset, but with bits of like Jun's mixed in as well. It's like probably one of the like best move lists a character has had in a Tekken game, from what I remember. Like just how good he is, and I love his design. It might be cheesy, but I love the flame pant. I was talking about maybe wanting to get his tattoo, which I don't think I ever would because it's very tribal looking. I would get pants that look like this though. Probably not gis, probably like jeans. And I don't know how hard it would even be to make jeans with this pattern on them, especially with the change in color. In later Tekkens, they had it just being one shade of red. But if it was the slow fade, I don't care how fucking stupid it would look. I would wear that. Oh, and this Yoshimitsu design. Oh, it's so good. But yeah, just like look how much of a step up this was from Tekken 2. And Tekken 2 was already such a huge leap. It's you can kind of see why it was such a hard game to follow up, and how much different stuff they tried to do later on, and how that got received. But we'll get to that one day. We'll do like a separate day when we go through PS2 Tekkens, because I might end up that I'll probably be spending like a lot more time on, because there's a lot more content in those. You can see that this is the one I played the most, because I'm not struggling with the AI as much. Though I will admit, as a kid, I'm pretty sure I played arcade mode with 1 round, just to make it like the easiest possible. Oh yeah, this combo. I love that combo. This is actually not the same Kin from Tekken 1 and 2. Apparently, the original Kin, I think he got killed, or he might have just disappeared. Yeah. I've got to try and get his 10 hit at least once. Oh! Ah, he's got me. Oh, he's doing the combo! Cheeky fucker!
Round 2. Fight.
But yeah, I love the music for this game, but one thing I have to talk about is most of the soundtrack is made using a sample CD. You know, it's like from music libraries where you pay a license and you can use just like all the audio effects and tracks. And it's a lot of guitar riffs that were taken from this CD. I don't know the name of it, but there's a forum thread out there. God, this is what I love about the internet, because you can find this stuff. There's a forum thread that is just people looking at video game soundtracks and sound effects and figuring out where the origins are from, like what sound libraries they got them from. And this sound library, the Tekken 3, used for its arcade and the Arrange soundtrack, is in a bunch of other games. It was used in this, it's used in I forget which one. It's used in one of the Capcom vs SNKs. Specifically, the riff from Jin stage, you can hear in that game. I'm pretty sure it's the second one. Pretty sure it's Cap CVS2. Oh, I'm still not good at playing on the on the right side of the screen. I've got to try and get the 10 hit off. Oh, almost. Also, a thing I like is they kind of true combo mechanic kind of came in. You can block hits of combos if they aren't true combos. There we go. So we probably will come back to these games at some point, and the reason why, though it might be a long time, so it's not leaking to say this, but because they teased it on Twitter, but PlayStation 1 support is in testing, though I think just only internal for oh, there's Gon, by the way, Clarice. I hope you see him, because you specifically wanted to see Gon, who is one of the most annoying characters to fight, because half the moves. Look at him. I'm pretty sure this song is an original song. It has nothing to do with the actual character, and it's from the samples. Yeah, you have to just do this against Gon. He sucks. He's like really good. Like, not just because he's small and most of the hits don't hit him, but like he has a really good moveset as well. I'm so happy he came up in the fucking arcade mode. I didn't think he would. That's an improvement over Tekken 1 and 2. You see the unlockable characters even if you pick like the starting characters. Oh, nice spin attack, Spinaroonie. Oh, he sucks. I forgot how bad he is to fight. He's the worst. That's annoying. This save file must have had change it continue turned on.
Round 1. Fight.
It is interesting that at this kind of like lo-fi level, the like infinite scrolling stage effect is a lot more convincing. Like, it's a lot harder to see the seam just because of the way the PS1 tech is. That is a cool throw. There we go. I think I'm just gonna have to like cheese him and keep doing this move, which I'd never remember the name of, that all the Mishimas do. I don't think Heihachi does this anymore. It's like he got too old and he can't do the move anymore. I want to see someone do that in a real fight. I don't think it would be very effective. I want to see it though. What the fuck? How did that even hit? What are your hitboxes, dude? Oh. This is who I'm gonna get stuck on, apparently. Not the boss. Not Heihachi. Fucking Gon. One thing I do want to mention. Oh, another game the soundtrack is used in. In Conker's Bad Fur Day, in the surf, like the surfing race bit, they use a ton of samples from that sample CD, and it's like the music from, like, it's like Jin's theme, and I think like one of Horon's, maybe like Horon's or Kin's song. I forget which one. There we go. Oh, fucking Gon. Yeah, no wonder this guy's never coming back. Thank fuck for that. Oh, this music. I will say, playing at this resolution, you kind of realise like how close the backgrounds are. Forget how quick these can go. But yeah, Fightcade is doing internal testing for PlayStation 1. They teased it a while ago, so I don't know what the progress is on it. Anyone who doesn't know, I moderate the Discord for them with a few other people. If you've got banned from Discord, I don't want to hear about it. That's not what this Twitch is for. Lucky so far, no one's come here and been like, I got banned! It's like, okay, do you want to get banned from here as well? Is that why you're posting? Oh. But, at some point, there'll be online PlayStation 1. I don't think it's going to be rolled back. I know it's going to be used in Duck Station, and there was someone who was trying to add. Oh yeah, this song. I think this guitar riff is in a bunch of other video games that use this same CD. Because it's just the CD just comes with a bunch of like riffs of someone jamming on a guitar. Yeah, he's still got the move. Oh, he got me. Okay, the AI's gotten smarter now. But yeah, I still love that this family is like their genetics just make the back of their hair stick up. Oh yeah, that move. I love that punch. It's like, is that practical in an actual fight? I don't think so. Yeah, they really expanded Lei's move in this game as well. It's kind of funny if you look at his CG model in Tekken 2, his like portrait model. He looks like really old, and that game was like almost 2 decades, set 2 decades before this one. I don't think that was intentional though. I think that was just the way they modelled him. He just looks like an old geezer. Okay, he's giving me some trouble here. I could change costumes. He's got like this like weird biker outfit, which is weird because he's like not a biker. But I don't like it. If I'm being honest, it looks weird. It looks like a weird cyber suit.
Round 2.
And there's the school uniform one, which you unlock, I think, if you get like enough wins with him. Oh. Oh, that was almost a 10 hit. Oh, he's tricky. Tricky duck, this guy. Come on, we can do it, we can do it. But, yeah, if that does eventually come out for Fightcade, I believe it will be delay base. But it would still be a decent option, you know, to play, you know, Tekken 2. Probably wouldn't mess with Tekken 1 online. That game feels way too jank. But, you know, a little bit of Tekken 2. But it'd be great to do a stream of just doing online of this. But mainly because of the hardware I stream from, which is a shitty old-ass MacBook that I'm surprised even still works, considering what I put it through with this streaming stuff. There we go, that was a decent combo. Oh, I forgot, that's a low hit afterwards. Yeah, great! You get great if you like, I think it's like your health is under 5%.
Round 2. Fight.
There you go. This is how I fight people online when I want to cheese them out. I love that hit effect. Where he like laughs. There we go. So that would be a fun thing to do one day, to stream with people.
You win.
But I have no clue. Because I'll be honest, the devs have not given me any info on what's going on.
Round 1.
Oh, I forgot. You actually have to get quite a few stages until you get to Heihachi. They made the arcade modes like a bit longer. So Nina and Anna. So this game is set like, you know, like 17 years after. About that, it's like 16, 17 years after Tekken 2.
Round 2.
So like most of the characters are like, oh, this is their son, or it's like the students they were training up. But they wanted Anna and Nina in the game still. And unlike Paul, who they age up to be like, because he's like pretty young in Tekken 1 and 2, he's like late teens, early 20s. They wanted to keep like Anna and Nina looking about the same age. So in the story, they went into like cryogenic sleep for like almost 2 decades for some fucking reason. I think they what the story is like. Nina had some sort of like terminal illness, and she's like, "Oh, you have to go into cryosleep, and then when there's a cure, we'll wake you up." And they wake her up when they've cured her, but then she's lost all her memories. And Anna was like, "Oh, I should go into cryosleep as well because, you know, I want my sister to have someone be there as well when she wakes up." But Nina loses all her memories, and then they end up becoming like rivals who hate each other for some reason. It's weird. But yeah, I like they were just like, well, we want these characters to come back, but we don't want to age them up. I was always under the impression that like Anna didn't go into stasis. I thought it was something weird where like, though, despite being younger, she looks older because Nina's the one who went to sleep. But no, apparently they both did. Though maybe like at a different time. Oh, come on. Damn. Yeah. It's actually getting hard. Again, I mentioned that when you know, you're a kid and you're playing these games and you're trying to unlock stuff, you would tend to just play on easy with like one round. Because, you know, you do one round, it's the easiest way to, you know, unlock stuff. Hold on, I've got to do this move. Oh. There we go. I love that move. Is that a real move? Just do a weird front flip? Does that even work? If you did that in a real fight? I'm just gonna bowl over and hit you. Oh. Gotta focus more here. One thing that is nice about playing the home version soundtrack is all these extra characters have actual tracks. In the arcade, they all shared the same track, which is a great track. But all the like time unlock characters use the same song. Oh, 10 hit. It's kind of funny because they call it a 10 hit combo, but for some of the characters, it's not 10 hits. Oh, I always forget. It's kind of funny because I think in my memory, this game looks the same as this, but without all the polygon stuff where it like clips into each other. That's not in my memory, but that's totally how this game would have looked. Because I noticed like when Jin was lying on the floor there, like his chin was disappearing. And yeah, like kind of the wobbly texture thing. Though Tekken, just because it's like so fast paced, and because the models are the only thing being like rendered, because the backgrounds are pre-rendered, it's why it looks as good as it does, you know, because you can have like very high detail, you know, models when that's the only thing you're rendering on screen. That's 3D. And then you just got your 2D elements. Okay, why am I having so much trouble with fucking Anna? She's the real boss of this game. Also, her pre-render looks terrible.
Round 1. Fight.
They like her like face design looks a lot better once she's back in Tekken 5. Same she was missed from Tekken 4, but you know, that's Tekken 4. Tekken 4's roster is I didn't realize it at the time, but it's weird. It's weird how many people are like missing. It's like the new characters are cool, but it's a really short, small roster. It's like you went smaller than Tekken. I think it's like smaller than Tekken 2's. Granted, like there are no more like clone characters, technically, because there is Violet and Lee, but it's technically Violet's just a separate costume. Yeah, he's just a costume, but they like he's kind of treated as a separate character, I think, early on. Oh man. Yeah, I spaced that run, didn't I? Oh, she saw that coming. Yeah, the AI is a lot better in this game as well. You can feel it. It's kind of funny because I think Jane is not in this game. Sorry. Getting nervous because now I can't beat fucking Anna. It's funny she does the fucking flips. It's like they gave her like that from Lore. Damn. Just. Oh, there we go. That's the old standby. It just doesn't do a lot of damage, so it actually takes ages. But if you're ever in doubt, low kick. For some reason, early Tekken AI just can't deal with it. It won't work forever. Wow, why does she fly so far? Did I do like the 1 frame version there? It's a shame that the Electric Wind God Fist is better, because I love the way that move looks. There we go. Woo! I was getting nervous there. There we go, there's Heihachi. It's got a decent looking face now. If I remember, Heihachi's like quite tough actually here. Even though like he's quite balanced, I think his AI... I do like that his song... It's not the same guitar sample, but it's got like a similar vibe to Jin's theme.
Round 2. Fight.
Oh, that was terribly timed. I'm trying to remember all the story. I believe that Heihachi makes this tournament. He does another King of Iron Fist tournament. There we go, electric, the nipple. Oh yeah, cop siren. Okay, there was a Frankensteiner in the game, and there's that siren. Whoever made this game, whoever made Tekken games, were big into fucking Scott Steiner. I think that's confirmed at this point. It's enough Scott Steiner references in these games. Man, if Scott Steiner was in Tekken, he should be the guest character for Tekken 8. Hang on, do I have a drink? Damn, I'm really annoyed we have change at continue turned on. Because it's just adding a little bit of extra load time. I think the loading is a little quicker just because I'm playing this emulated on like Vita hardware. Oh. Oh yeah, we've got sidestepping now. I forgot. I haven't been doing it. But they also finally added sidestepping, which is funny because the games have been 3D the whole time. And it was like, oh, finally you can actually sidestep. Oh no, he's got me. Like, yeah, he is breaking your neck. I don't know why me and my sisters were like, oh no, he's like just rubbing you against his tit. But that's how we always perceived it. Alright, I'll pick a... Oh, I don't think his school costume's unlocked in this save file. No, it's not. I was trying, it's start. Weird, so I guess that stage is just not in here. Power bomb! Nice. Oh, nice.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, you can tell the AI is doing a better job here because the spinning kick is not actually hitting that much. And yeah, you can't just cheese the AI out with Electric Wind God Fists in this. Damn. Yeah. He is a lot tougher. This is what you get being a kid and playing on easy mode only. You don't realise like how rough the AI can be. But yeah, there's like people are going missing, and there's this story. You kind of see it in the intro where he's got the Tekken forces, and they're like digging up this like ancient Mayan temple, and they unleash Ogre. It is weird, like, as Tekken got on, it did get a lot more, like, supernatural and mythology. Like, the final boss is, like, an ancient Aztec god or something. Maybe not, like, an actual god, but definitely, like, a monster. Damn, hey, Archie. You're fucking good, mate. Oh, okay.
Round 1.
Also, I love this outfit. It's never come back. He kind of had a similar outfit in Tekken 2. But this one in particular, he's... Well, no, he's had similar. Actually, no, it's his Player 2 outfit I'm thinking of. He has this, like, Yakuza... He's got this, like, Mafia Yakuza-looking jacket he wears.
Round 2.
I think that's his... No, it's not his Player 2. It's the one that he has in the opening. He's like worn it multiple times in CGI, but never in game. I think his Player 2 is the gi. I think he does get an outfit similar to this in a later Tekken, actually. But I do really like it in this. I think in Tekken 4 he didn't have it, but in 5 they brought it back. Oh. Damn it. He's really good. Oh. Hang on, let me... How long have I been doing this? 17 minutes. Okay. I'll go through Tekken 1 faster than this shit. We've still got like 3 more... You know, we've got Ogre after this. Oh yeah, he's got the new, like, the palm move. This is kind of new gimmick. They also made his, like, fighting style a lot... Like, he was slightly different from Kazuya in Tekken before. Oh, actually, the throw parry there. There we go. Though I always forget, I think in Tekken 3 is where they also introduced the low parry. But I've never been good at it. I think when they made it easier in the later games. There we go. That running move, if you run for long enough, you do the headbutt, it's unblockable. There we go. Phew. Here he is. Look at this guy. You beat all these people, and then suddenly... Oh yeah, if you notice that's Lee's combo. So yeah, the gimmick is Ogre does a bunch of moves of characters who work in Tekken 2 that aren't in this game. Because that's Jun's move. I don't know what he's saying now. That's a Beck move. So yeah, so I think he has like some of Lee's moves, some of Beck's, some of Jun's. Maybe some of Bruce. I doubt he has any Gunryu moves. Maybe he does. God, Gunryu. He might be the Tekken character I think is like the most like, God, he does not need to be in this series. I don't know why they keep bringing him back. Just because Harada likes him. Ow.
Round 2. Fight.
Gotta learn to block low more. Yeah. Old school AI. It's just how it is. It's cool they eventually did bring Ogre back in Tag 2 though. Because this version of him is actually like quite fun, because he is just a hybrid character and he's not that cheap. He doesn't have like the really overpowered moves until well, I think it's coming up now. Yep, here we go. I think it's implied he's like absorbed Heihachi's like energy or something. It's really weird how different True Ogre looks to Ogre though. Like they look like completely different characters. But I think, I could be wrong, but I think his moveset is like very similar. Aside from like the magical stuff he gets. Yeah, see, that's the Jun move again. No, I think he gets a few of Heihachi's moves actually. There we go. Finally, we did it. Here we go. So here's the canon ending. So the only other thing missing is Paul actually defeats original Ogre, and then leaves. He's like, "Oh yeah, I won," and then Jin comes in and does this. Heihachi, he was evil the whole time. I don't think it's explained why he fucking shoots Jin. I guess because he's just like, well, I'm done with him. And then it's like, oh shit, devil. I do like how different Jin's devil design is. It's not as edgy as it would get here. But I like it's different than Kazuya's. But I like how cheesy Kazuya's is. Enter the Tekken. Woo! So there we go. There's Harada. Fucking amazing job. Because it's got this game in such a step up. It's like, no wonder this game sold as fucking well as it did. You know, I think it took like a very long time for this game to get outsold by another fighting game. Good job the guy who made Tekken Ball as well. Because I said this when we streamed Tekken Tag 2 Wii U. They changed the mechanics in that one, and I think it's better in this game. We'll see, because it's been a while since I've played it, but I remember it being different. Wow, wow. Like, it is a dated soundtrack, but I still really... I think because you can hear that it's sample-based. Like, it's a sample thing, but it doesn't sound hip-hop. It's like a grungy, hybrid, like, electronic rock soundtrack. But it's got the, like, very sample-based thing. Like, it mentions guitar sample, but a lot of the guitars is sampled from a licensed CD, but they must have hired a guy to record some extra riffs. Shame we didn't get to like hear all the stuff. We'll do like a few more modes. We can actually look at the endings though, because this is the game that actually has the theatre, so we can watch the endings. I'll have to do like a day where we just look at Tekken endings, because I can, in Tekken 7 they just put all of them, like every ending cutscene is in there. Yep, there's their motion capture guys. Something that's weird about this, a lot of people don't know this. Clarice, you mentioned it earlier, Ear Guys. So Ear Guys was made by, oh, what's their name? That's gonna bother me. They're the guys who made like Toe Ball. Let me search it. They unfortunately, they made fighting games afterwards. When they got to like the PS2 era, they didn't do as well from what I remember. Here we go. Dream Factory. Yeah. Like, they made fucking The Bouncer. Oh yeah, we gotta watch this. You can really tell this stuff is motion captured from here. But, yeah, so Ear Guys is made by Dream Factory. But the arcade version was... So it was made with Square, but it was also co-produced by Namco. And they actually reused a lot of the animation and the motion cap data from Tekken 3 in that game, and even some sound effects. So... it's quite obvious when you play it, because there's a fucking character in the game that is just a copy of, like, Kazuya Mishima. And I think like in canon he actually is called Mishima, but they like don't actually use the name for like copyright reasons. And there's like a character that has something like Beck Do-san's moves and stuff like that. Yeah, there's that was Jin's weird costume. All right, so what should we go into first? I'm gonna mess with practice mode for a sec, just because I want to show you like how kind of move sets changed. It's a shame we don't have all. I don't think all the costumes are unlocked here. But yeah, if you notice here, when we looked at like, okay, you know what? Actually, I should pick Heihachi. Heihachi's moveset, not including his 10 hits, was how many was it? It was like 18 moves in Tekken 2. Oh yeah, there it is. He does have it. I was right, he does have it. This costume needs to come back, which unfortunately it can't anymore because Heihachi's not coming back. But yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So like a little bit bigger, but also his 10 hits aren't mentioned here. But this is where they did start to make the there we go. Like juggling's a lot easier in this game for one thing. I remember some of the characters having like a lot of moves. I think Jin has like one of the biggest movesets in this game because he has like parts of Kazuya's and he has like parts of Jun's. Here we go. There's Jin's guitar. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Okay, no, so it is about the same. I think the combo strings got longer though. We've also got sidestep moves now. Oh yeah, the lightning screw uppercuts. Shoot the works. What's that one again? Oh no, I did that wrong. Oh no, I didn't. There it is. Demon scissors there, yeah, heel drop. Roundhouse to triple spin kick. That's the one I want to see someone do in real life. Okay, so it's after this where they start to get like really crazy with the movesets. Maybe Horan. Horan might have like a stupid, huge moveset. So yeah, he's interesting because so he's Beck Do-san's student, but he actually has a very different like moveset. Like he doesn't actually share his moves with Beck, a lot of them. Like some he does. Like Hunting Hawk. Hunting Hawk he shares. No, I did it wrong. There we go. But like Bird Hunter. What's kind of this is only in Tekken 1, I believe. A couple of these moves are actually references to like Tekken Force members. But he's quite crazy because he has all the left stance, right stance stuff, so he has a really big moveset from that. Yeah, they really started to get like big with these. Let me see if I can still do his 10 hit though. Oh, almost. Yeah. Oh. Almost. It's the. It's really hard to remember because it's aside from the first two hits, it's like. Oh, I'm not getting the last hit in. This version of Horan was like a bit too good. It's the main thing I remember about him is he's like a bit too... Like, you can get this combo for free. If you're in like the right position, you can get a 8 hit. Let me try again. Like, look at that. That's not right. They definitely later on that's where they started to like nerf stuff. I gotta get it once. The problem is they've changed the input for this. Ah. It's weird to see they're like, you have to go in like combo training to see it. There it is. Yeah, it's because they changed it. In one of the later games, you had to do like right kick, left kick one. But I am messing it up. Sincerely. Actually, his command list doesn't actually have all his moves. It doesn't have his, like, flamingo moves. Because he has, like, a few... Get it once, come on. Nah, never mind. Okay, we're just gonna... We'll look at some of the characters a bit later. Let's do Tekken Ball first, though. Oh, fucking gone again? So here we go. Nah, Tekken Ball. So there, Tekken Ball is a lot more, like, physics-y based here. Because one of the weird things, Tekken Ball in the Wii U Tekken Tag 2, when you would supercharge the ball like that, it would like slow down a lot more. Yeah, like, but when you would do the special attacks, like the ball would only go straight. Whereas when you charge it with the special properties where the ball does damage, it can go in multiple directions and it doesn't just slow down. Oh, good job, Gon. It's a shame. It's a shame they didn't keep the mechanics the same. Oh, that counted? Oh yeah, because it has to be behind the line. There we go. Yeah. It's allowed to, like, bounce once, I think. Oh. Got me, the cheeky fucker. So, like, it slows down a bit for a spike. But I don't know why, it feels better in this game. Because there's, like, a bit more chaos with the physics.
You win.
Nice. And, yeah, you can do, like, different, Who should I pick? Let's just do Mokujin. And you have the different balls. I think the only difference is just how much damage they do. They might move a little quicker. I remember feeling like the other balls were heavier.
Round 1. Fight.
Who am I right now? I haven't figured out yet. Am I Prototype Jack? No. At one point, I used to be able to play Mokujin and know who every character was based on their stance. Those days are gone. Oh, I'm... Wait, who am I? Because that was fucking Gunryu's move. Am I one of the bears? Maybe I am Jack.
Round 2.
Well, now I'm Lei Wulon. Alright, anyway. I get to look at the rules though. Nice. Oh yeah. Can't even look at the moveset. Oh! Also as well, in Tekken Tag 2, you can't do multiple back steps as quickly. There we go. Alright, let's do survival for a bit. Let's pick someone else. Okay. We got Kin, there's Paul. Eddie, of course. Eddie's a good boy. Might pick Eddie. Let's do some Eddie for a bit. Eddie was always the, I don't know how true this actually was, but at least with people I know, he was kind of like, oh, he's a character people pick if they don't really know how to play, and they would just like mash the kicks. I still remember some of his stuff though. This is back when he could walk doing a handstand. Oh, I love the clap. Oh yeah, here's Law's theme. I have to say though, Law's... Yeah! Check that flip out. Law's arcade song, I think, is a lot better. This sounds very different. This is like... It's got some of the same melody, it's got some of the same bass line, but the song's very different. Yeah, here's the thing. This is what you did if you just like weren't very good at the game. You just did that for a while. I gotta remember there's a specific move that Eddie has that doesn't look real, but it is something that they actually do in Capoeira, where it just looks like the model just gets twisted around. This song's good though. Like, that's the interesting thing I find about the home and arcade soundtracks. Yeah, I don't remember how to do it. I'd have to probably go into the command list in practice mode. Shame though, we're not going to be able to hear these songs for very long. I don't remember if Yoshimitsu has all the pogo stuff in Tekken 2. I know in Tekken 1 he doesn't. He can only do the sit down. God, that costume. I still love that design. And they actually technically brought it back in like Tekken 5. It's like one of the unlockable. He's also a character where he's like got stance stuff that you have to learn. There's a lot more stance stuff in Tekken 3. I feel like there might have just not been any stance stuff in early Tekkens. Alright. Oh no, you can't even pause in this mode. Didn't remember that. Also, got to show it off. There's a Soul Edge graffiti. There it is. It's a nice reference. Soul Edge we'll have to play one day. Some PlayStation 1 like fighting games I'm gonna kind of hold off until I can do like online matches with people. There it is. Oh, that's not... No, that's not it. There we go. I wonder how far I can go with this.
You win.
This is a funny story, but I have to tell it anyway. So, growing up, it was mainly my older sisters that I used to play games with, and especially fighting games as well. And the two things I remember is whenever we would play like Soul Edge or Soul Calibur, I definitely picked up on fighting game mechanics like a bit more than they did, at least in 3D stuff. I know they played Street Fighter and I never really understood how to play it. But for Tekken and like Soul Calibur, I remember in Soul Calibur I could actually block decently well, and they just never had really got good at it. And I remember them moaning of like, oh, John, it's not fun playing against John, he knows how to block everything. And I don't think I was even that good at blocking, it was just that they so rarely did it. And the other thing is one of my sisters got really upset that I beat their survival record with Eddie on their save file. I don't think it was even that high of a record, I think it was like 14 wins. But I managed to beat it, and they were like really upset. And it's like, it's not like I was trying to beat it, I just was playing survival mode. And, you know, because it takes a long time to unlock all the characters, you don't really want to play on a different save file, you know? There we go, new kickboxer guy. It's kind of funny that Brian's like the replacement kickboxer, because I don't think he really shares many moves with Bruce. He has a really interesting song though. There we go. So yeah, like 14 is not that much higher than that. Oh, apparently no one in this save file had gotten further than this though. At least not with Eddie. Oh, they just straight up did not play survival mode on this save file. As I mentioned, not everything's unlocked on here. Apparently. It's suggested that they were. How about Team Battle? We might do Team Battle just because I want to like show off a bunch of characters. So we'll do Yoshin, do some Lei, Bruce, Karan, Law, and Jin. There we go. Team Battle was in Tekken 2, but we just didn't mess with it. But yeah, they actually did put quite a lot of characters with like very original movesets in this game. Like, I remember always thinking that Xiao Yu was like based on, like, when I didn't really know much about Tekken 1 and 2, I thought she was like, oh, she's a replacement for Wan. But she actually has a very different moves, you know, very original moveset. Wan in Tekken 1 and 2 was just Michelle's. Why she go, Oh yeah, her weird baby face she used to have. Oh yeah, there's Gone with the Shell. Fucking AI keeps picking him on their team. Surprised Dr. B hasn't come up yet. It's interesting she does a similar thing to Lei Wulong, where she has like a unique move she can do when she's facing away. Yeah. I'm just gonna keep doing this. Oh, she got me. He got me. I don't know, actually. Gon got me. Don't know if Gon...
Gun wins.
Gun! Why'd you say gun? AI. Guy. There we go. Yoshimitsu. Oh! I'm just gonna do this over and over again. Oh, that's not working out great, actually. God, Yoshimitsu. This is where Yoshimitsu's like sound started to get really weird. It's weird because he makes some like kind of human-y grunts, and then he goes as well.
Yoshimitsu wins.
I always like that. I don't know what he's doing. It looks like he's like running his blade off the back of his like weird head, but I like it. Oh! I love the way he sounds. It's like he sounds kind of like a regular dude.
Yoshimitsu wins.
There you go. Oh, here's Honor again. Oh yeah, blue variant.
Fight.
Hang on. Oh damn. Apparently I don't remember how to pogo in this game.
Anna Williams
Yep,
wins.
there's the same move again. She does this with her hands.
Fight.
I don't know why. I think with Tekken, this happens with most 3D games, but Tekken is definitely one of them. Where just because, and this is more of a thing in like 3D games, there's more like kind of universal mechanics or movesets. Like even if you don't know a character's moveset, if you know enough about the game, you know like, oh, these are the kind of inputs that people do. You know where the punches are. You know the kind of combos people have. There we go. But I think I just played this game enough that at some point I just knew most of the movesets for most characters. Not everyone, because as I mentioned, I didn't really like Nina and Anna until Tekken 5, where they got more unique movesets, and I think they just got better movesets overall. There we go. The slow-mo's funny because the way they do the slow-mos, they just cut the frame rate in half. There's Kin. Oh yeah, this weird casual tracksuit Kin. I'm always weirded out by this Kin. I need to show off some of his stances. Do I remember how to do the stances? Apparently not. Yeah, love that move. Pain noise is so fun. Here's Brian. We've got to get his laugh more than anything. Oh no! Don't do the whole thing! Okay, good. But Brian's such a weird character. He's a cyborg. Oh, he didn't do the laugh. Oh yeah, this weird. Gunjack has got such a weird theme in this one, I love it. It's like very different tonally, like way more industrial. Like it's a slightly industrial soundtrack, but his is like even more industrial, and it fits, you know. Because it's like the most robotic he had been. He was like, didn't really look that robotic before. Come on, give me the laugh.
Ryan Fury wins.
Darn. How do you do it? Maybe you have to hold a button. Right, here's Julia. Slap herself on the face like Sakura.
Julia Chan wins.
Oh, she's the last one.
Fight.
Damn. She's got combos. Damn. And Juan's the guy I'm usually good with. Picking Law reminds me of a very stupid discussion I had with some people. And what it was, they're not here, but you know, if you're watching the VOD, shout outs to my chuckle fucks on the Fightcade Discord. Oh man, apparently I forgot. Law, they changed his moveset a lot in one of the later Tekkens, but I think I'm more used to playing him there. Okay, well I picked Jin. I should be okay. But I was always questioning how a lot of the like new gen replacement characters in Tekken 3, all of them stuck around. But Forest Law, who is like the replacement for Marshall, is only in this and then got replaced again. And then Marshall came back. And I've always wondered why. And someone was trying to argue, it's like, well, he's a more popular character because he was in the first two games. And I argued, like, A, Tekken 3 is the best selling one, by far. Like, there's some weird sales numbers out there. Oh look, they've slowed down this. This guitar sample's used in another stage. They've just slowed it down. That's just a bunch of like of the samples they used. Oh weird. Oh, this save file's only played as Jin. That's funny that they've only played as Jin, but they don't have his like special outfit. Alright, let's go into practice for a bit again. Because I kind of want to talk about characters and stuff like that. But yeah, like, in terms of like people who replaced others on the roster, like Horan was a replacement, Jin was a replacement, Julia was, and, oh, did not mean to pick Ogre. And I'd say, Brian was as well, though he plays quite different.
Ogre. Fight.
Try to remember what all of his like moveset is though. It is funny that it is like it's a lot of Baek Do-sun's moves, some of like Jun's. You know, I'm trying to remember how different his moveset is from regular Ogre. Let's look at that first.
Ogre. Fight.
Let's see. Oh yeah, he actually does. I'm surprised I forgot about that he actually has a bunch of different moves as each one. Like, he doesn't have the Mishima moves, he only gets those as the boss, because that's when he absorbs Heihachi. Let's see. I don't remember who all these are, though. Yeah, I actually don't remember who these are. Okay, that's Brian. Sorry, that's Bruce. So some of these are Bruce moves. I think his throws are like pretty original though. No, that's kind of just what Kuma does. Maybe he has some Armakin stuff as well. That's the Jun's stuff. Weird. Maybe when you fight him, he has more. Hang on. Okay, so their movesets are... No. Yeah, so his AI has Beck moves, but when you play as him, he doesn't have them. Only True Ogre has them. I didn't remember that. Because yeah, if I go over True Ogre... I'm surprised they even made like a second costume for True Ogre. No, it's pretty much just a colour change. But yeah, he has quite a different moveset actually. I didn't realise that. He has like the Beck stuff. It's probably... Maybe it's a memory limit thing, or it's just to make him more balanced. But yeah, I was talking to people and saying like, hey, these were all the replacements that were kind of replacing the new ones, and then you even have like Kin is technically a different Kin, and so's Kuma and Julia. Like, how many replacements are there? Do you know what I might do? I think I'm gonna go turn on the quick select menu. I'm also gonna put the original, because the quick select menu I think gets rid of the timer. Yeah, here we go. Just a quicker menu. It doesn't have the big pre-renders and stuff. But yeah, you got Kawan's a new guy replacing Bekdosa, and Brian replaces Bruce. They play quite different, but they're, you know, similar moves, like style. Jack is just another Jack, even though he's called Gun Jack. Jin replacing Kazuya. Technically, this is a Kin 2. Zhao Yu, I used to think was kind of replacing Wan in terms of like the Chinese martial arts, but I didn't realize Wan was just playing like Michelle, and then obviously Julia replaces Michelle. But Forest Law just didn't come back. Oh, weird. So they had unlocked the Law costume, but they don't have the Jin one. Here's the classic Jin theme. Yeah, do your flips. This is what fighting like Tekken 1, Tekken 3 laws was like. Just a lot of like doing this and then doing this. Just doing the flips. Sometimes this. This is not Harada doing the voice anymore, because he mentioned that he couldn't do the voice. Though it's not as goofy. But yeah, that's the Bruce Lee homage. Sometimes I say that one word, I say homage, which is not how you're supposed to say that word. Yeah, there's a lot of bonus costumes this save file doesn't have. So they have Tiger, and they have Anna's bonus costume, but they don't have Zhao Yu's or Jin's. Weird. Oh yeah, so here it is. This is the song that all the extra characters got. Okay. Maybe I can find that move I was thinking of. Is it Freak Show? Yeah, that's the one. In this one, in some modern Tekkens, like, looks so weird because it looks like the model is just being flipped. But apparently this is a real move. Despite how like perfect it looks, it is motion captured. But yeah, this is a game where like the unlockable characters aren't just clones, and even the ones that do share some moves are quite different. Alright. Let's check out Tekken Force Mode. Probably not going to be able to beat this, because I remember it being quite hard. But it is a crazy bonus. We get to hear like Tekken, the arcade version of the song though. I will say... Oh yeah, I was talking about lore. I keep getting distracted, sorry. Some issues, but these issues kind of share in most beat-em-ups. That the characters are off screen. But this is a lot of like cool art that they made that's only used for this. It is kind of weird to control because it's like a 3D. It's like it's a 2D plane, but like a beat 'em up 2D where you can go up and down. So it's like 2D but overhead. But you can't. You can only when you sidestep, you sidestep circular. Chicken. Love that. Love that sound effect. Oh, got a load. Yeah, Arcade Eddie. If I remember right, the time's weird. I think the home version of Eddie's theme is better. There we go. Badlands. But they were trying to argue with me that Martial Law was a more popular character than Forest Law. And I put forward, and I still think this is right, that at that point in time, Martial and Forest Law did not have distinct character traits. I think, and looking back at it, having now played them, Martial Law and Forest Law look almost identical from Tekken 1. Like, Tekken 3, he looks different in that cutscene because he's older. And I think you see him in the ending as well. But like Tekken 2 Martial Law and Tekken 3 Forest Law look identical. Hang on, gotta do this move. It's dumb, I don't think it's actually very good, but like Horon's had this move forever. Oh, it got me. And so I was arguing, like, why would people be hammering for this version of Law that, like, has no notable differences between the two characters? It's a shame we can't look up the endings, but the endings had like a very similar tone as well. Oh, dip. Oh, he kicked his friend. I didn't know they could do that in this. I always felt like Horon was kind of made for this mode, because I just remember a lot of like his moves and combos being very good. Do we have any health? Oh no. That's not good. Yeah! This Law theme is so much better. I love it. Yep, he got me. Yeah. I'll try one or two more characters, but I, in general, remember the Tekken Force mode being quite hard, because there's like no continues. I won't be cheesy and pick Dr. B. Who would I be good at? I'm trying to think who I'm actually decent at. I might be dumb and just pick Mokujin. We'll do a bit of Ogre. And I'm trying to think if I want to do like an ending showcase or not. I think I also like arcade Ogre songs. Especially the true Ogre like transition where it turns into like a rock song. It's like it's way more tense. Like the home version might be creepier, but I think the arranged soundtrack, it's creepier, but the arcade was more dramatic. I did not remember. Oh yeah, that's a. That move looks weird. Yeah, that's a special. Why should not? There we go. It's a weird input. It's like. You know, the fact he can heal. Oh no, he doesn't heal. Okay. I thought he stole life from that. Wonder if Yoshimitsu would actually be the best character for this mode, because he can heal. You can do the, like... I will say, man, Kin's themes in this are just weird. They're, like, not very action-y. Very, like, chill. Now I kind of want to go through this mode with, like, true ogre. Just to see it. So yeah, I would argue that, you know, Tekken 3 sold way more than Tekken 2. There is a sales number out there that claims it sold, like, 6.5 million. But the article has no source, so it's like, and it's just, okay, this article claims, oh, Tekken 2 sold this much by, like, 2013 or something. But it doesn't have a source on the article. Wikipedia cites it as the sale number, but they're sourcing this article that has no source. So it's like, well, where did you get this number from? Because it's not like an article they wrote with Namco or anything. Alright, yeah, I'm not as good at Tekken 3 with Ogre. I don't think I played him much. I think my mains were like Jin, Horan, Eddie, bit of Law, bit of Lei, maybe a bit of Law. But yeah, we do have the theatre mode. But I think what I'm going to do is we'll just look at all of these in Tekken 7, because it has all the Tekken 1 and 2 endings as well. So we can kind of like go through. Because what's weird is we did all like the main canon endings, but most of the endings are actually canon as well. Like what happens in this one, the ones that aren't joke endings, but I think like Kin's one, Horan's. Well, no, Horan's is a bit different, but it kind of it weirdly follows what happens to Jin. Eddie's is, Nina's is canon. I think this one is. That one's just like a joke one. This one I don't know. Mentions bad. There is a way to get a different ending. It's weird it doesn't mention. It says bad, but there is a different version of that ending. Oh, we might watch the Mokujin one though. I think we will. Honors. So I do want to mention. So, Anna. Okay. I think we're going to look at this. Okay, no, this is a different one. So, Anna's ending is actually different in the Japanese version. And I think... I guess it like they found it too saucy for the Western release, but my opinion is that this version is actually the better ending. So we'll watch it, and I don't know if anyone will agree, but it's very similar. Oh, this music though. I don't know what, I like this one more. So yeah, so the difference is in the Japanese version, it plays out mostly the same, and then Anna starts flirting with those guys, taking the attention away from Nina. So Nina goes up behind her and takes her bikini top off and like embarrasses her. And that was like a running theme in all of her like in the Anna endings in the early games as well. Which always felt weird. It's like you're playing as Anna and you get an ending that feels more like a Nina one. And it's always Nina like bullying Anna. And I prefer this one where these guys are flirting with Nina and she's like, I don't fucking care. And Anna like just is like, well fuck you, I'm into it, and just like goes off with them. Like, I think that's a way better ending. Okay, we gotta play this one because this one's a loop. Has nothing to do with anything. It's so fucking stupid. It's just a bunch of random events. Man, the CGI quality though. Like the step up from the earlier games. Like some of this, like... that doesn't look great close up, but like from a distance, like some of it doesn't look too bad. Like the bird doesn't look too bad. It's surprisingly how good this looks. It's mainly humans that were still took some while to. Yeah, see, it loops. But I think we'll do like a proper day where we'll look at all these. Oh yeah, that's the if you insert another disc, you can look at those endings. I meant to go to music though. Kind of listen to the different. You can hear the arcade soundtrack. After this, not tonight obviously. Probably not going to stream that much longer. Actually, yeah, we might finish soon. Oh, I forgot. Shit. Oh man, I've been streaming the whole time and I forgot to update my logo. I spent time doing that as well. I was like, I'm gonna set it up. Here's the problem. I don't know what I did wrong. So in OBS you can, when you set up like a slideshow, you can set up hotkeys to like go forward and behind in a slide. But for some reason I mapped a hotkey to next slide, but for some reason it doesn't go to next slide, it just ends it. Oh. Klaus, you should have fucking told me. I know you're busy, I'm joking. It's okay. Oh yeah, we want the arcade soundtrack. It's weird they put the Yoga demo here, and they don't put it with him. Yeah, I'll go listen to the laws for a bit. I really like this one. It's got such an interesting sound. Especially that guitar. His arrange theme does eventually bring this guitar theme back. Yoshimitsu's is the one where it's like the arrange version is really sounds similar, but it's clearly a remix. I remember Nina's being quite different. Let me check. Oh no, it's quite similar. Haran's I remember being different. Yeah, Haran sounds very different between the two. Like they almost sound like completely different songs from what I remember. Let me listen to it for a bit longer. I was gonna set it up with a slideshow of these posters where it's gonna just like change through, but I was having problem getting them all in the same like the same size. Oh yeah, hers is weird. It's got this weird chirpy, and then it gets all rocky. It's interesting that some of the arcade and arranged tracks sound just completely different. This one actually kind of sounds more like a Tekken 2 throwback. Yeah, very different track. And then yeah, these guys all have this on. And then yeah, here's the Arches. Here, Arches is different. Yeah, I think I prefer the arranged version because it kind of sounds like a remix of Jin's. Like, it's a pretty simple song, but I just like how intense and final bossy this one sounds. Whereas this one, it's got a bit of like a porny sound to it. It's a bit like... Oh yeah, Eddie, fucking Tiger's theme's so weird. Like, Tiger is this like disco-looking motherfucker, and he has this like industrial rock track. It's got that weird kind of like industrial noise in the back. It kind of makes it's kind of weird that you know, all these characters that were in the arcade version that unlocked over time, but they didn't give them original songs because they don't have separate stages. Apart from Gunjack. Oh no, Gunjack! Wow, he didn't even have a song. That's funny. I didn't know that. I forgot that completely. Yeah, there's all our modes there. Okay, I forget how... Oh, well, watch this. I don't think we saw this, did we? Yeah, it's the arcade version. It's kind of cool to see there's Kazuya and Jun, who aren't even in this game. Showing off, like, that's the final boss, by the way. Even in the arcade version. I guess there isn't. The like attract mode thing where you see the people fight. I remembered there being a way to watch it, but maybe it's not. Either it's not unlocked in this save file because there's some stuff not unlocked on here. Like I said, there's the school uniform stuff, which also has a stage with it. Those aren't unlocked here. But I think that'll do it for tonight. 3 hours is enough. And this was mainly just for me to go back to the fighting games. You know, mainly Tekken 3, but a bit of Tekken 2 that I played as a kid. Here it is! Oh yeah, this is the one you get when you unlock all the characters. Where they put other characters over the motions. I do like Kuma with the neckerchief. It's a good look. Yeah, see that outfit. Apparently it's not unlocked. Yeah, fucking Dr. B. You know what? We'll pick Dr. B. We haven't picked Dr. B yet. Yeah. We'll have to play some Dr. B before we end. Oh yeah, I forgot that Gunjack has his... Yeah, see, there's the school uniform costume. I don't know why I couldn't select it. Let me try one more time. I thought it was like pressing triangle. Maybe it's like a button combo? No. Okay. I don't know how you see it then. Okay, I'm going to put the arranged track once more. Just so we get more song variety. I guess let's just do arcade mode again. And we'll just pick Dr. B and then when I die we'll end it. Oh, that fucking art is amazing. So yeah, Dr. B was like... I like his gimmick of like, oh yeah, he can't really stand up properly. And most of his moves like cause him to like fall over. But I remember he's like actually surprisingly good because of it. He basically has a bunch of Lei Wulon's like ground moves. God, he actually does a lot of damage though. Like, see how much damage that one kick does?
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, because like, yeah, he can't fully stand up. And yeah, when you knock him down, he's like takes more effort to get up. Don't remember all his commands. That's a weird combo. Yeah, he just constantly. Oh! Oh wow, that move hurt him. I apparently did a move that hurts me. And he has like moves that just rolled him around. You know, let me go into practice mode and look at all his goofy moves because I didn't remember them all. And you get to see his like weird Player 2 costume. It's like him in Yoshimitsu's gear. Okay, so Weird. I did not remember him having that. It is a funny gimmick. Weird. Oh god, that's the... Yeah, so he's definitely a joke character. I don't know if he actually was in the arcade version. That's funny. Those are versions of like the Mishima punches. You know, I should pick a different character to fight against. Someone who can actually stand up. There we go.
Fight.
Is that what it does? Oh, he does the fucking Frankensteiner as well. Okay, I thought there was a way to like reset your position. Spin Doctor. What the fuck is that move? God, yeah, they just gave him the goofiest stuff. Okay, that must do something. God, he has the weirdest moves. But I specifically remember, like, he is really effective. As goofy as he looks, he actually ends up being, like, really powerful just because he's so unpredictable. Because it's really hard to predict how he moves around, so he actually ends up being really good. Alright, well, I think that's going to do it for our throwback today of PS1 Tekken games. It is just, like, considering the amount of time, I know it's changed because, you know, it takes a lot longer to make games, but you think of the turnaround on these. Like, you know, putting them out in arcade and then having to make the home versions. Just how quickly that was all done, but just how much they advanced. You know, because you can see Tekken 1 and 2, that's the same overall engine, but just slightly improved, but it was still quite a big step up. And then this was a huge step up. Like, this was more of the basis for how Tekken felt from now on. It's where they firstly really hit their groove. Tekken Tag especially. Apparently Tekken Tag, the turnaround on that was really quick. I think they made that, like, the arcade version they made in less than a year. which makes sense because it was built on this engine, and if you look at the arcade version, it visually looks the same. It just has some like new costumes, and then it has all the missing characters from Tekken 2. Though again, from what I remember in Tekken Tag, this camera angle makes these stages look really tiny. In my memory, the scrolling was like further away. Like when the camera is more like ground level, it doesn't look as close. But because they've got the camera closer to the characters, which doesn't make the backgrounds closer. The scale is different. This is a funny save file though, where they've like barely played as some of these characters. Wonder how they got all the movies then. We'll watch this one more time, just while we're talking. But, like I said, I'll probably try and come back to these if I can ever get to a point where I can stream PS1 Fightcade whenever that does come out. Still, no ETA on that. Straight up, I don't have any more info than anyone else does on that. But we'll do a PlayStation 2 day. I don't know if it'll be a day, actually, because there's a lot more content in those games. I might end up... Like, Tekken Tag, you could probably only spend like a few hours on, but Tekken 4 and 5, there's a lot more content in those games to look at. And a lot more to talk about. Tekken 5 specifically has a mode that I might try and do like a full playthrough for. Just because I'm curious about it. Man, that War Tech as well for the time. It's like really impressive. Like we still don't have real-time water tech that looks as good as some of that stuff. Arle. That's really weird how they splice Horan into that bit there. Because it makes him look like he's there when Eddie's breaking out of prison, but he's not. They've just spliced it really weird. But yeah, next time we do something like that, we'll look at them, and then at some point we'll go on to like PS3 era where we can actually play online and see if we can find anyone, because that's where we have like Tekken 5 online, which apparently is terrible online, but we'll see, and we can look over the other ones. But this was fun. This was a good time with Johnny, just doing what he was doing when he was a kid again. Because yeah, this is not my save file, because this is it took me a while to figure out how to even get these save files, because I figured using the PlayStation TV was going to be the best way to stream these, and then I had to figure out how to get save files. But most of the save files I found were either in formats for emulators or for like a specific SD memory card attachment, or they were in PS3 format. And PS3 and PSP actually used different saving formats for PlayStation 1 games. It's really bizarre. Like, they're both made by Sony, and I think the PS3 came out before the PSP. But for some reason, so like on PS3, you make a virtual memory card and then all your saves go on the same one. On PSP, the memory cards are attached to a game. So every game has two memory cards tied to it separately, which can cause issues because there's some games that have like little bonuses if you have existing saves for other games on them. Metal Gear Solid being the most famous example. You can't really do that on the PSP version, but then again, that game's really hard to play on the PSP because, you're losing shoulder buttons. But it took me a bit to figure out how to get these saves I found online on here. I also mentioned these are NTSC versions because I wanted to make sure that they were playing at the right speed and the best frame rate. Even though I'm streaming at 30, I wanted to make sure I didn't get ones that were running at a lower frame rate and speed. just for consistency's sake. So I had to find saves because I probably have a memory card with my saves on it somewhere, but you know, they wouldn't have worked with the NTSC versions of the game. Still really goofy that one. But this was a fun day. So I don't know when the next one will be, because I don't know if this is going to be a weekly thing yet. When I do the PS2 ones, that might be a bit more involved, where I probably won't do a game for like... Oh, I think there's some like Namco arcade references in the back of that stage. I think Galaxian is a Namco arcade game. No! Yeah, you can't see that, by the way. Here, I'll just so we don't have weird background noise while I'm finishing up. Let me just there we go. That should make it better. But yeah. Next time we do fighting game stuff, I do want to do like the PlayStation 2 era of Tekken and then eventually move on to each era. But I think once I get to PS2 stuff, that might be one game per stream. Tekken Tag, I don't think... I'm trying to think if there's even enough content in that version, in that game, to play that for just one stream. Because it's about the same amount as this package. Really, it's mainly just like we can look at the endings, which, admittedly, I don't know if I have a save file that has all the endings, so I might have to look into that. Though I have another way to I think that's the one thing, is I have the PS2 original and I have the HD version, and I've got to think which version I want to play, because but I kind of want to do both and do them separately, like do a separate day that just looks at Tekken Hybrid, just in case there's any differences between the versions that are interesting to point out, though I don't really remember there being any changes. But I don't remember many reviews of it, so I don't remember if there, you know, a lot of PS2 to PS3 ports had very common issues that a lot of people didn't talk about, like specific transparency effects and things like that. So it might be fun just to look for that reason alone. But yeah, that'll be a stream at some point. But thank you everyone for coming. I know I had a few lurkers again, so I appreciate it. And anyone watching the archives, obviously I appreciate it. If you want to follow, I appreciate that as well. But, you know, supporting me on YouTube, or whoever the hell watches my VODs on Twitch, because you can't look that up. You can't look up any info on that. Thank you very much. And thank you for humouring me while I just played old-ass fighting games. And you know who you are. I'm going to point out Ross for saying that Tekken 3 wasn't as good as you remember. I'm gonna make fun of you for that forever. I know that was from a video from over 10 years ago, but I'm still gonna make fun of you for that, because that's not true at all. If you said like Tekken 2, I might have agreed. But no, Tekken 3 like holds up amazing. It's still just as fun to play. Even like with people, like it's still fun. Like obviously it's not going to be the competitive ceiling that later Tekken games were, but just its overall game feel is still great after all this time. And you know, even visually on the PS1, it still looks really good. So anyway, that was a cheeky little bit, but I think that's going to be the end of the stream. If you're following me regularly, Tuesday, I know I've been committed to Tuesday and then ended up streaming Wednesday because another friend of mine's had to stream Tuesday. But either Tuesday or Wednesday, fingers crossed if they are not streaming, then we're going to finish off Max Payne, and then we need to start picking new games, because I finished them. I finished Dark Souls by accident because I forgot. I didn't know how little we had left of the game. So, yeah, look forward to that. We're going to finish off Max Payne and do some new stuff. And if anyone has any suggestions, you can hit me up on Twitter. If you know me in a Discord server, you probably do. Let me know there as well. I do want to do Devil May Cry 1 at some point, but I need to somehow get the NTSC version running because the PAL version is really bad. And I want to do the PS2 version because the HD version is actually really bad for that game. But we'll talk about that whenever I do stream it. Ugh. But that'll be it for tonight because that was quite a long one. Hope you enjoyed the show. I was your host, Johnny Baghead. And hang on, I'm going to leave you on something fun.